the morning in Quartzsite, Arizona. So I've been traveling. I've been on the road for 1 week straight. And we've been staying everywhere from casinos to Walmart parking lot. Let me try to think. Casino, Walmart parking lot. So, just going to talk about, I'm just up. A lot on my mind. I'm excited to be at Quartzsite. I'm excited to do some of the travel on my bucket list. I read Candace Taylor book, and it gave Route 66 from her perspective. Ultimately, like, Route 66 has been done a lot. Different type of guys have been done on Route 66. Route 66 has been called the most famous highway in America. And there are a lot of guys, and I've read, most of them, but I did enjoy Candace Taylor's book because it gave it from a different perspective. Hey, PJ, what are you up doing? I'm glad you're up. Hey, what's going on? Just talking about traveling, and I'm at Quartzsite. Finally made it here. It's not cold. It feels really. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I'm under the covers, and it's like dark on the in Quartzsite, but just giving some traveling hacks or some traveling tips. I learned a lot being on the road this week, and just wanted to share some stuff like don't overpack. Less is more. You don't need all that stuff. You really don't. Um, I we were at a campground. I brought a smaller space heater. I should have brought my big space heater. That's one thing. I'm not going to use propane in the gas tank. What else? Anybody have what's on your bucket list to travel? Where do you want to go? I think about all the roads in America I plan to travel. As I'm riding through these different states, so I went to Ohio, Oklahoma. Of course, you're gonna have to show us. Yes, I'll go live tomorrow. I will go live tomorrow for sure. We got here. We had about maybe an hour or two before it got dark, and so we had about an hour or two, and so I just needed to get settled in. Quartzsite, camping in Quartzsite, it's like camping at a campground. It's like pitch black dark when you get here. Of course, I have light and stuff, but I don't want to draw attention. Even though I can put up my curtains, and I do have my curtains up, I just we kind of crashed out. We were tired. I'm glad that it's not cold. It's been really freezing. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. It's been really cold. Traveling from Ohio to Oklahoma to Arkansas, and just to kind of give a back, it's a rotate device. I don't know what that means. I guess it goes this way to kind of give a perspective on, I don't know why it's saying rotate device. I hope it's okay. To kind of give a perspective, I have been Route 66 um, from using Candace Taylor's book as a guide has been on my bucket list for a very long time. I've always loved road travel. I have a lot of friends, and everybody's your internet friend, right? You meet them on the internet, and they gonna live out of the country, or they're taking sabbaticals out of the country, and that's exciting too. But taking road trips in America, you are in like different little countries. You really are. I was talking to even the cops that pulled me over for that ticket I just recently got, and I used an expression, and they had never heard the expression. And when I was in a little town, people were talking to me, and I didn't understand a lot. Not I understood, most their language is universal, but some stuff I didn't understand. It's different cultures. I was on a Navajo, not their land, but like some of the property they owned, and excuse me, I wish I could have spent an entire day on a Navajo reservation. I really do. There's a lot of different, just diverse things that you see on the road. It's very different. Arkansas was very different. Oklahoma was very different. I have AAA, and they have, like, you can go in there and there's something called triptych, right? Some of y'all may not know what triptych is. And triptych just is when you go in there and you get maps of every state. Like, you can tell them, I want to go Route 66. And so they'll give you physical maps of each state. They'll even mark off landmarks, things you might want to see. So when you're traveling, not only do you have your phone GPS, hey, just how are you? Live and laugh. I love that. On a budget. Amen. So they give you these maps. So if anybody thinks that I'm traveling without a GPS, you're a fool. Somebody made that in the comments. Um, Obviously, you have a GPS on your phone, right? And then I have these maps, and I enjoy learning, understanding, trying to read the maps, and just kind of understanding where I'm at. We took Route 40, Interstate 40, which is incredible. It's also very scary. So think about the type of road trip travel you might want to do. Do you want to travel like 10, which is like a 5-lane highway, which is scary? And the introvert in me doesn't like all the traffic, and you got to be quick, and just you getting over, and these trucks are behind you, and there's so much traffic. So Route 40 was a very pleasant drive for me. Driving Route 40, jumping on it, and just driving it here to Quartzsite. Well, we had to get on 10. We had to get on 10. But going through the mountains, it was like we were going up and down and up and down. I saw cactus trees, and it was just so beautiful. But I will caution that if you're scared of rocks falling, if you're scared of heights, if you're scared of horses crossing, all the things that were on this route, like they were like horses crossing for the next 12 miles, rocks falling for the next 10 miles, going down a steep hill for the next 5 miles, put your car in a low grade. So it was very beautiful, but it was also very frightening, like just going up and down the hills, up and down, up and down. I was like, oh my God. And it was like we were on Route 40 in the mountains, and up and down, and twirl. I mean, turns and twists and turns. It seemed like forever. It was so beautiful. So many times I wanted to get out and just take pictures of a cactus tree, or take pictures of the red dirt. I just wanted to get out, but you couldn't. You literally had to. This drive is incredible. Now, I wish my friend Fia, that boondocking diva, she has been to the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is on my bucket list. When she went, I wasn't able to go, but now that I'm here in Quartzsite in Arizona, it is on my bucket list. I'm going to look up. It won't be today. I wonder if anybody on here has ever been to the Grand Canyon. It won't be today, but I am going to look up. We're thinking about getting a tour. Like, if we can find one of the locals who would be willing to drive us and try to figure out the cost of the Grand Canyon, and is it off peak season? There's a lot of things we got to figure out, but if possible, we want to go to the Grand Canyon. That's something that's on the bucket list. What else? But anyway, traveling, you have to think about that. Do you like? I know, like Andrea, she was saying she likes. Um, she'll take traffic any day over that elevation, because when we were on Route 40, like my ears were like popping, and oh man, it was just it was a lot. It was beautiful though. I'll take Route 40 over a busy interstate traffic any day, except the hills and mountains, which are incredible to look at, but very scary. And Andrea was saying she'll take traffic over Route 40. She was like, I'm never doing Route 40 again. I'm not going back Route 40. And I'm like, I do want to go back Route 40, but I don't want to drive the hills and mountains. But the view, a lot of people, they get stuck in a daily routine. I don't like the highways either. I don't like them. I am like a street drive the street way. And I was going to say a lot of people, they get caught up. I'm like that too when I'm in Ohio. You get caught up in your daily routine. You go to this grocery store, you go to this post office. If you worship, you go to your same routes. And so what you probably see is just stuff that's in your everyday life, right? Your work routine. You go to work, you have a certain route you go, you pick up the kids, you go to the hair salon, whatever you do in your daily life, you have a certain routine that you follow, right? And people don't know what they're missing because they just used to their daily life. And when you travel opens you up in so many different ways because you see different cultures and states look different. Like I'm from Ohio, the Midwest. The Midwest looks nothing like Albuquerque, New Mexico. It looks nothing like Texas, the back roads. Oklahoma, never been. Well, I have been to Oklahoma, but not we stayed overnight. Arkansas, it looks very different. People are very different. Grocery stores are different. Things are different. And so if you only stay and do what you've always done, in your town, getting your going to your job, going to your coffee shop, going to your place of worship, going to your movie theater, you are missing out. You really are. And I see people who are so close-minded. And it's not even close-minded. They don't know what they don't know, right? And they wonder why they're uptight. I was in a grocery store in my hometown before I left, and a man in line called the woman. I don't know, maybe you know how like those self checkouts or whatever. And he ended up calling her the B word. And so she got so mad that he called her the B word because he kept calling her the B word, and they were different races. I'm not even going to tell you what race, but anyway. And so he kept calling her the B word, and she picked up, when I say she picked up everything in her grocery cart, from the soda to the flour to, she threw everything at him. And he was like, she assaulted me. Is anybody going to do anything? And it was just a mess. And I'm like, people are so used to what they used to, going to this grocery store. This is my grocery store. This is the highway that I take. You see the same street, the same people, and you wonder why you uptight and you have so much stress. You have to get out if you have the opportunity, if it's something you want to do. I mean, I've never met a person who didn't want to travel, so I can't imagine people, you not want to do it. But when you do open it up, when I was driving through the mountains on Route 40, I was thinking like, wow, breathtaking, magical, fascinating. Those are the words I was saying. When I'm in my hometown, I'm not saying that. I'm like, this traffic, this street, it's not the same. Your mind is just focused on your daily routine, and it's nothing wrong. We have to have daily routines. Daily routines feel comfortable, and I'll tell you, it challenged how comfortable I was. This trip, whew, whew, I kept having like just even my system, my body was off, like just driving. I'm used to walking, but being in a vehicle for a week, just like we got out. I mean, we camped at casinos and we camped at a campground. So we did do things, but my body was not used to just being in the car, and it was reacting. I kept getting sick. I don't like to talk about that, but I was getting like sick. It was not reacting to just traveling this far distance. But I know I was using words that I don't use in my daily life. Like, this is breathtaking. Like, wow. I was like a kid, like, wow. And I lived out in California. I lived out west. I've been to Colorado. I've been to New Mexico, but it's been a while. It's been a couple of decades. And so to see what I saw, it's like you really can't be mad. I mean, there are a lot of things in this world that upset you, that hurt you. But when you travel on an open road and you see how freaking beautiful America is, and I know America's past, some people don't want to hear that. But when you see like these different states, some people live in a state that is beautiful. Every state in America is beautiful, but they've never been to off off the general path, like these little side roads and side places and side areas where whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, all that goes to the wayside because you are experiencing something. This is an experience. Traveling is an experience. It opens you up. And even when I am in my home base, I'm always going off to some park or some little lake or something like that because it makes me feel different. It changes my energy. It just does. As opposed to I'm in a town and I'm doing what I've always done. And a lot of people are burning out. They are working so incredibly hard and they don't, at the end of the day, rents are higher, houses are underwater, and they are under a lot of stress. Then don't get it twisted. I work incredibly hard. You have to. But I also I'm going to enjoy life. I am going to take the joy route. I am not going to let life do me. I'm going to do life. I'm going to cross things off. If you want to say bucket list, I don't know if I like bucket list, the term bucket list, but I'm going to do everything I want to do. And there's an author, well, she's a humorous column writer. She's deceased, Irma Bombeck. I think that's how you say her name. And she talked about, people said, if you had your life to do over again, what would you do differently? And she said, originally, she said, I wouldn't do anything differently. But then she went back and she thought about it and she talked about things she would have done differently. Like not be so uptight when the kids were spilling ice cream on the carpet. Not using her good dishes. Y'all, some of us, y'all using paper plates, right? You're in the house, you like, I don't want to do any dishes. Set your table. Set the table. Use your good dishes. Wear your good clothes. Travel. Do everything you want to do because it's never going to be the right time. Start your YouTube channel. Start your TikTok. Whatever you want to do, do it now. It's never going to be the perfect time, right? Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm under my blanket. Speaking of which, I have a friend who's in California, and she was one of the first people I met when I moved to California, 30 years ago. And I used to live in California, so I had moved back to Ohio, but I flew out there just to hang out with her and do some other stuff. So I went to her house. Well, she picked me up from the airport. I went to her house and we went to get Chinese food. And you know how Chinese food, it come in that styrofoam container, whatever. At least it did. I don't eat Chinese food anymore, but um and I'll never forget, we seen that guy from Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the father. He's deceased now, but the guy that played Will Smith's father. But anyway, so we get to her house. We stop in, we get a bottle of wine, and we get to her house. And I just want to go to sleep. Like, I'm tired. I just want to eat my food, drink my wine, and go to sleep. And she took my food away. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm going to sleep. Like, I just want to eat my food out of the styrofoam container and whatever. And I remember because rents are so expensive in California, she had this tiny little apartment. I was sleeping on her sofa. And she went in her closet and she pulled out a folding table and she proceeded to set the table. She took our food out of those styrofoam containers and she put them on like beautiful dishes. And she got wine glasses out and she set the table. And like suddenly my exhaustion just went away. My jet lag just went away. It was like I'm having dinner with a friend and it meant something. She set it up. It was special. And a lot of us, we go through our life. We like, give me some paper plates, give me the can. We just give me the bottle of water. We don't even put it in a glass. And I'm telling you, it makes you act different. And I see it when I'm in the hometown. I see it with people. I see it when people who are in this like daily routine, this daily rat race, they act crazy. And crazy, I don't mean that in a way that to insult anybody, but they act different. They really do. But when you take the time to um do things differently, to maybe it's setting a table, maybe it's traveling, you're not going to act the same way. The way that woman acted in the grocery store when she threw everything out her car at this man. Now he was calling her, even him, like calling her the B word. But when I tell you, she threw everything, like everything, there was nothing left in her cart when she got through. And I'm like, we got PTSD. Like we under some stress because who throws everything? And I understand, like I understand getting upset, but she threw everything. She threw everything at this man, and that's the reason why. Had she been alone Route 40 driving, she wouldn't have acted like that. She wouldn't have. She wouldn't have acted like that. She just wouldn't have. And had she been taking a joyride, she wouldn't act like that. She probably got off work. She was getting groceries for her kids. I'm just thinking all these different scenarios. And this man, and they walked him out because I walked out when he walked out, and they walked him out to a BMW truck. And he was like, I'm never coming back to this store again. And it was so, they both, the fact that he would open his mouth. And so, anyway, I was telling my cousin about this, like, fight that I witnessed this between, well, it wasn't a fight. She just threw everything in her cart at him. And my cousin was like, but why would he call her the B word? Like he was repeatedly. So whatever he's doing in his life, he's under stress too. Because just because you're in line and maybe somebody's taking too long to cash out, and you just start calling this person a B word. So it was just like I was like, because I had went to the store for my cousin and she was like what took so long? I'm like, well, there was a fight at the grocery store, right? Like a fight, like not a fight because she just threw everything in a cart at him, but so you can't call that a fight, but um yeah, she just threw everything out, threw everything out of her cart. And so I thought about that scenario. Here we are. Yeah, I turned on the light for a second. I'm drinking my vitamin water. Blood sugar is going low. This blood sugar has been going crazy on this trip. But anyway, I was thinking, had this woman who threw every item out of her cart at this man for calling her the B word, they were different races, and they both was under stress. They both hadn't been out of not out of the country, but out of their town. They probably just go to work every day, see the same people, go to the same grocery store, they're in the same traffic, and they do the same stuff. And you're not gonna act the same way. You just not. I'm telling you. When I was working a traditional job, I didn't act the same way. I just didn't, because you under stress. You got to get there. You got to get this paid. You got to do. I still work incredibly hard. And I'm drinking my vitamin water. It's not freezing here in Arizona, but it's too cold to be drinking this vitamin water. But my blood sugar is going low, so I have to drink it. Mhm. Well, anyway, so I was telling people, if you're just getting here, so we drove Route 40. Route 40 is incredible. You don't need to go around the world, cross the sea to see beauty. A lot of people are taking trips out of the country, and that's wonderful. I've done it, and it's beautiful. I've been to a lot of different places, not a lot, but my passport got a few stamps on it, and I've been to some really beautiful places. I've been to Mexico, been to Jamaica, Bahamas, Canada. Is Canada really considered out of America because it's like right next door? Wait a minute. I've been to all these beautiful places, right? And sometimes we think we have to go overseas, across the world, and we have it right here. People fly from these countries, from those countries to come to America to see our beauty. The landscape. I ain't talking about the people. Y'all crazy. The people are crazy. I'm not talking about the beautiful people because people are very different. People, like, I was in a lot of different states. Wait a minute, I'm looking for this light. And I could see people were looking at me like I was a moose. Like they never seen. I'm like, oh, you ain't never seen this kind of person before. So people are very different. They very limited. And I was at the casino, and people were at the casino looking like. I'm like, what? Do I have like a green, like red nose? What are you looking at me crazy for? So people have never seen different people, and you know that from the reaction on their face, right? And you thinking like, and then like when I was at the casino, the Navajo or the Cherokee casino, I noticed that the Native Americans were extremely nice, coming over to me, talking to me, and just extremely nice. But then other people were like just not like just it was just like a weird vibe. I'm just telling you, it was a weird vibe. People don't like talking about this kind of stuff, but it is what it is. And that's because the reason why they were giving me a weird vibe and a weird look, and we were at this casino, and and the reason why is because they've never been out of their town, right? They've never been out of their town. So if they've never been out of their town, they don't know of the beautiful diversity that is America, right? They are in their town, they go to their job. This man told me he worked at the casino for 30 years. These people looked like they worked at the casino, and not in a I'm not saying that in a well, it is negative to say somebody looks like they worked at the casino for 30 years, but when you do that, it just limits you, and you see something different, and it's like you really are limited in your thinking. You are, and you're tired and you're exhausted, and you're not kind to people because you just do what you've always done, and you see who you've always seen, and um it makes you different. I mean, it makes you are unhappy. You appear to be, or I don't know what the thing is. I'm getting under my covers. It's freeze. It ain't freezing. I'm not gonna say it's freezing. It's cold in Quartzsite, but not like freezing. It's freezing in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's freezing in Arkansas, out and Oklahoma. But anyway, people, they don't see certain kind of people, and they're like limited in their thinking. A woman and man who were different races who had to, well, it wasn't a fight, but they had to, I don't know what you would call it. She threw all her stuff at him, everything, flour, soda. I mean, she threw bread. It was just like, wow. And he was there with his wine and alcohol, buying his stuff, and he was like, help me. And it was just one of those kind of things. You're like, wow. And I was thinking, like, they both need to get on the road. That's what the problem is. Get on the road, and it won't be no kind of fight like that. She probably going to work. I don't know, picking up her kid. He probably alcoholic from a high stress job. I mean, it was just like a mess. And just the words that came out of his mouth was just vulgar, like just vulgar. Why would he call her those things? Even if she was taking all day and loud, and I don't know why you would call somebody such vulgar names. My cousin called her. He called her. I don't know if I can say that on my channel, but it was like it was such a vulgar fight. And I was thinking in my mind, like they both need to travel. That's what it is. They're stressed from taking the same route and doing the same things and paying high all these high rents. Rents are so high. Like I would never, until I get my boxable, I would never live. I would never pay rent. Why would I? I'm not giving somebody $1,200 of my money every single month and to not own it. And if I don't make that $1,200 that month, then every month you underwater, you don't have enough to pay your bills. That doesn't even make sense to me. I understand people don't want to live in a van, but what I probably would do if I didn't want to live in a van, do a roommate situation. I personally don't want a roommate situation, um, because in a van, even if it's a mini camper van, it's your space. It's like your clubhouse, right? It's like your room. it just feels like my room. That's what it feels like, my bedroom, like really. And I enjoy having my money, my extra money that I'm not giving to a landlord to somewhere I don't own. And even with a mortgage, a lot of people's houses are underwater and they stress, and it's just you stress anyway. I'm not gonna act like van life is not stressful because it is stressful. I mean, there are aspects. And I would say I'm a nomad more so than a van lifer because I'm not opposed to living on the campground for a month. Or I don't know how this BLM land, which is where we're at now, Bureau of Land Management. I don't know how this desert living is going to work. I don't know. mm I don't know how it's gonna work, but um, I'm thinking, I have to see. We'll be here for a little while, so I have to see how it's going to work out. I don't see myself as a desert living type of person. I don't know. A van, yeah, but I don't see myself as desert living. As where we're at now, I'm glad that my phone is holding. The internet is doing okay now, but I've had times where the internet, even at the spot that we're in, how far we're in this Bureau of Land Management land, my internet was not holding up. And so tomorrow to work, I'm gonna have to drive up to like a main road to have like just to have a better internet connection. So that would be my thing. We went to a park, Santa Rosa State Park. It was beautiful. I'm telling you, it was like breathtaking. It was breathtaking. And I didn't have internet, and it was okay. I just like read books on my Kindle, but I needed to work. And so for that reason, I couldn't be in the park. Like I literally could not. These parks, some of them do not have good Wi-Fi, and that's a tip that I will give when you do check into a park or um, wherever you're at when you're traveling. The place has to have great Wi-Fi. Although I can be off grid, I can do some work off the internet, and yeah, I can. I can do some work. Some of my projects I can work on off the internet, but um some stuff I definitely need internet for. So being off the internet. But anyway, so I want to tell people you need to get out and get on the road. And if you don't want to road travel, to me, going to an airport is a nightmare. I went to LaGuardia Airport in New York, and first of all, getting there, my plane had I had to get it had a layover, and I had to switch planes. So that was a nightmare in itself, right? Getting off a plane, then getting back on another plane, then getting to LaGuardia Airport. It's like a city. LaGuardia Airport is a city. Okay, it's that long. As long as a football field. I was gonna miss my flight. I had to get a ride on a cart. It was just a nightmare. Like to me, a nightmare. When I took a layover or had to change planes in Pennsylvania, you had to take off your shoes, and then in LaGuardia you didn't. So it was just like all these different things that we had to do to get through that airport. And then getting there, I was there for a I got a grant from this organization, and so they had a car service pick me up. It was other grant recipients, so it wasn't just me. And so they had this Carmel car service pick us up. And waiting on this car service, you had to wait in the garage, and it was cold. I just remember it being freezing. Like everywhere I go, it's cold. I don't know why cold follow me around. Stop following me, cold weather. But anyway, so I was waiting on this car service. Okay, and it was just a nightmare, and it was just stressful. Then, so being in the airport is stressful. I much rather then you get on a plane and you breathe in that recirculated air, and I'm not against plane travel, but if it's in the U.S., I don't see myself. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Maxine. Good morning. I don't like the highway. Oh, you know what? Now for me, now the back highways traveling off the beaten path, like we were on Route 40, it was a 2-lane highway or interstate, and it was very simple, very peaceful. I was at peace driving along Route 40. There were times where I was at peace. When we were in Texas, the Texas sunset, y'all, that Texas sunset, oh, you my God, beautiful. So I didn't mind it at all. And I was driving at night and I can't see at night. So, but we got to I-10, like, yeah, freeways like Interstate 10 and stuff like that, where it's 5 and 10 lanes of traffic and everybody is zipping in and out. And that's what I'll say about Route 40. If y'all haven't seen that video, I got a ticket, but I'll say that about Route 40. What did scare me about Route 40, because it was a very beautiful route and peaceful route to take, is that when the truckers were out, they know the road, so they riding your behind. The cop said, I'm riding somebody's behind, but these truckers are riding your butt. Like they riding your, I don't want to cuss, so I get, I don't want to see, but they riding your, right? They sandwiching you in. They know the road. They want you to speed and get a ticket. They know the road, so they hitting it. They like riding on your behind, and then they get over, switch lanes, and it's two trucks, and you smash in between. So that is dangerous. So I understand what you're saying about the highway. I do like scenic street routes, but when you going as many miles as we went, there was no way to go. Um, well, I mean, you could have took streets all the way here. It would have been a lot of. If it took us a week, it have took us 5 months to get here using the streetway. But I do that when I was in Georgia. I found myself, because Atlanta traffic and Georgia traffic, a lot of states and a lot of cities in Georgia, the traffic is bananas. So I did set my GPS to go, um, the streetways and things like that. But my tips are, you have to get out and get on the road. Even if it's in your city, if you have to go a little ways away just to take a drive, you don't know what you haven't seen. States don't look alike. They don't. They look very different. And it's like, wow, wow. Like, I live in Ohio, and I think Ohio is beautiful. Like the night skyline, when the when the skyline is lit up in Ohio, incredible. It's beautiful. But states are different. Albuquerque, New Mexico looks very different than Ohio. Texas and New Mexico look similar, but they aren't similar. Oklahoma, Arkansas, this stuff looks very different. New York looks very different. California looks very different. So where you from, I was just saying, for people who look at this video later, and as I'm talking about traveling. The reason why I encourage people to travel, the reason why I travel, because first of all, it's different places of beauty. You don't need to leave this country. Now, if you want to leave this country, that's fine too. But you don't need to leave this country to see pockets of beauty. There are beautiful places that take your mind off of how busy, hectic that this world is. This world is very busy. The news, before I even moved into a van, I didn't own a TV for 10 years. Doesn't mean I don't get the news, because, excuse me, if you're on the internet and you talk to people, you know what's going on in the world, or at least you should. Excuse me. Or at least you should. But to just take that in every day, you know, that news is very depressing. Things are happening. The weather is changing. Why? How is it colder in New Mexico? Good morning, I'm V. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Or good, I don't know what time it is wherever you all are at, but good morning, good evening, hello, greetings, greetings. But I don't know who don't, it's no way you can deny global warming. It's freezing. And it's this, yeah, it's live. I'm live. I'm up at Quartzsite freezing. I'm not freezing, because it's not freezing in Quartzsite. It's my hands are cold, okay? But I'm not freezing at all. No. Yeah, this is live. I just decided to jump on because I wanted to talk about travel. I want to talk about travel and living a nomadic lifestyle. And for me, living a nomadic lifestyle, I want to be a place 3 months, because I want to get to know the locals. I want to get to know I want to get to know the area, the lay of the land. I don't like to just travel, 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 go. It took a week to get here from Ohio. Took a week. We stayed at a Walmart, a beautiful campground. We stayed at two casinos, and we made it happen. Um, at the casino, the people they recommended because they recommended that this is true. This is a true story. The casino machines, every machine in the casino, they lost like I don't. It wasn't power, but they computer system messed up. So literally, they had to go around, write our names down. Like, okay, we're gonna give you your money back, but let me get your name. Like what? We were about to leave. I'm like literally like they took our names. Okay, who told us to come back. They don't know when they system gonna be up, but to come back and they would give us our money. They promised. I can't make this up. So anyway, I went back to the van. I told Andrea, I said the casino is closed. Like the restaurant's open, but the machines went down. They took my name. They said come back and get your money that I was playing with. So a couple hours later, I go back in the casino and they give me my they money, and then they give us like as a to say they're sorry. They give us like a not a $7, a $10 food thing and whatever. So I went to the restaurant and I'm like, okay. And the lady was like, everybody was saying, Heather pot roast is so good. Heather pot roast. And I was like, okay, I want some food, right? So I got the pot roast. And it was delicious, but it wasn't seasoned, but it was delicious though, right? But so cuz we are already behind time because the casino closed or not closed. We're not on anybody's time schedule, but we have been driving for a long time and I knew Andrea really wanted to get to Quartzsite. So I'm like I put some meat in my mouth like I had potatoes and carrots. I swear that's why I don't eat meat. Meat gets stuck in my throat. It's like it's feels too big and lumpy. So here I am driving this beautiful scenic route, a Route 40, and I feel pot roast stuck in my throat. Like I'm serious. Like I'm having all kinds of problems. So my water is in my trunk. I have a gallon of water that I use like to brush my teeth and stuff. So I picked up the gallon of water and I'm literally drinking this water because this pot roast is stuck in my throat. I'm like, what the heck? But anyway, I'm gonna get back on topic. The topic is traveling. See more of the world. Okay. See more of the world. Get out. Don't wait until you have the right amount of money, the right amount of time off from work. I recommend you quit and get an online job or create and sell digital products, which is what I do, and get out and see more of the world. People are different. People are crazy. I don't mean crazy in a negative. Well, the way I say crazy just means, they stressed. And I've seen it. I see it. I saw it in my hometown. For those of you who are just getting here, I was in a grocery store and the grocery store it we were held up because there was a fight in a grocery store. So what happened was this man, I don't know if the lady was taking too long. I don't know. They were in a self checkout. I was in um like a cash register line, and he started calling her the B word. Right? These people were different races, and he started calling her the B word, and she got highly upset from him calling her the B word, and she picked up every item in her cart. I'm talking about the bread, the flour, juice, potatoes, apples. She threw everything out of her cart. I'm talking about everything out of her cart. He started screaming like, she's assaulting me. She's assaulting me. So security had to walk him out. So I'm going out as he's walking out. He's like, I'm never coming back to this store again. To this, he gets in a BMW truck. So I don't know where they at, where her and her boyfriend, I don't know, or boyfriend, husband, I don't know. And so I'm like, I just witnessed a fight. So I'm saying, so I get there. I was picking up an item for my cousin. Can you make money when you make a comment on YouTube? Or when I make a comment? No, like people, I would say start a YouTube channel. Like my YouTube channel, even though I have a small YouTube channel, I've had months where I've done well on YouTube, and now I'm kind of like in a downward slump. But I still get a couple of $100 from YouTube, so it's gas, right? But I would say start a YouTube channel, yeah. But when I say what I do is I create and sell products. So products are online courses, products are ebooks, products are spreadsheets, and so think about back in the day, if y'all will, like let's just say Les Brown or Tony Robbins. What did they do? They sold information, right? Because they sold their motivational tapes or whatever. Or think about somebody like rapper and businessman Master P. What did he do? He sold CDs out of his car, right? He was a music. People these days, you don't people sell information. We sell what we know. We sell our passions. So for instance, you might create a class like this channel, true story. Joy Route was the title of a class I was going to teach on happiness. So I do have a degree, but you don't need a degree to teach online. You can teach any topic. And I'm not making like, oh, it's so easy. You just create these products and you sell them. No, I've been doing this since 2012. But creating products is easier than ever because there are programs that back in the day you would have to code to do this, or you had to jump through fire to create a product. You can create a product very fast. And if you have enough products on the market, your products will sell. Like it just depends. Like I have courses and ebooks and sheets and all kinds of little, I probably have a couple of dozen products. And a YouTube video is a product. Okay. It's a product, but also an article. Like I write articles on our blog on various websites and you get paid for these things. So those are products. So think about people like there's a app. Speaking of people being bonkers, there are several apps. There's this app called Shine, right? SHYNE. It just sold, but it was started by two women. One woman, it was started by two women. But anyway, so people would put their healing body scans on there, or guided meditation, or motivational speech, or their campfire. Just literally, they put the sound of their campfire on these apps, and I listen to them. And I don't know if any of you on here, if you listen to apps. So if you listen to app, like I listen to this lady, and she does body scans, right? And a body scan is just when you focus on different areas of your body, like maybe your stomach or your temple, and she goes through it and tries to send like different energy and things like that. So people, this information, that's what this called turn what you know into dough. That's the name of my book, Turn What You Know into Dough. So it's like you can sell your passion and hobbies. And again, I'm not making it seem like, oh, it's just throw a tic tac in your mouth. But once you learn to create and sell products, like I said, I have a degree, several degrees, but I'm not no teacher. I'm not a professor, but I teach online. Is there a sites where you can teach and sell your courses and sell ebooks? And ebooks, people think about ebooks as being, oh my God, I want to write a book, but it's great. You can write an ebook that's a couple of pages. If your ebook helps people solve one problem. So for instance, there was a man, and I talk about this in my book. There was a man many years ago. He used to bring his family to, maybe it was Disney World, but it might have been Disneyland. And as he was bringing his family, he was noticing that the prices of the amusement park, like everything else in America, is sky high. And so he needed to figure out a way. If he wanted to continue to bring his family to the amusement park, he needed to figure out a way to cut costs, right? So he learned all the good bargains at the park. He learned how you can skip the line without paying for a skip the line pass. He learned where to get the best foods, where to, all these things. So he had all this information. So he was sharing this stuff with people, his neighbors, his coworkers. People were saying, oh, you can go to that park. How do you save money? He was giving out those tips. Somebody told him, like, package and sell what you know. So if this guide that's maybe 23 pages saves people $500 at the amusement park, it's worth $29.99. I sell information, right? So the information is worth something. Think about Bob Wells. Some of y'all on here who are nomads or y'all live in a van. Everybody knows Bob Wells of Cheap RV Living, right? What does Bob do? Bob sells information. What do I mean? Information is not just it can be an entertainment product or it can be an infotainment product. So Bob, that's why everybody's at Quartzsite. It might be, Quartzsite existed before Bob Wells, but that's why people who live in vehicles, we got to this town was packed. I mean, people in cars, RVs, $100,000 RVs, $500 cars. I mean, it runs the gamut of people, right? But anyway, Bob Wells sells information. It doesn't, y'all don't think about it like that because you just see somebody doing a YouTube channel, but the information, his channel is monetized. So he gives out information how to live on a budget in a vehicle. That's what he sells. He monetizes his lifestyle of being a nomad. Now, when he started out doing it, it was just for he needed to do it. He was getting a divorce and he couldn't afford to pay his wife's support and also live. He was living in Alaska. So he started out just figuring out how to be a nomad out of necessity. Then he found out there are a lot of other people out in the world who couldn't afford to, or they're struggling to live in their house or their apartment. So he shows people how to live in a vehicle, how to be safe, right? That's information. So he's monetized that. He's very wealthy from doing that. And so when people have a YouTube channel or an ebook or an online course or an app, or they do a healing meditation or they do a workshop, everybody knows something. I do workshops. I used to do seasonal writing workshops. You could do workshops on water painting or t-shirt making or just whatever. This is your information. It's products that you sell. And people don't think about it like that. So that's what I do. I don't ever want to ever um have a traditional job ever again. Although there are times where I have to freelance write and do stuff because I have to, but that's what I do. I create and sell products, and people create and sell all kinds of products every single day. I have a friend who just created a YouTube channel on puzzles, like how to, she loves puzzles, and so she just created that YouTube channel. And but yeah, but it's not just YouTube. People monetize all kinds of different things. I'm on a platform, I'm on several platforms where I blog, and I started just I've been blogging for 30 years, right? But so this platform, I didn't even get on this platform to make money because I just wanted to like express myself. Like I need to express myself through words, written words, right? So a couple of articles I did pretty well. And just kind of I'm like, oh, so that's content. That's like sell what you know. I know different things, right? And I sell this. These people, y'all watch their YouTube channel. That are monetized, and some people are doing very well. Like some of these nomads, and I'm very proud. Like Anthony and what's the Abia? They are doing very very well. They worked incredibly hard. This YouTube stuff is not easy. I would not depend on it for income, but you can make some side money. I mean, you can even with a smaller channel. But anyway, some of these nomads are doing very very well, and some of the smaller nomads. I think about Anthony. Anthony has worked incredibly hard. Like he worked so hard, like putting out a video every day. It's hard putting out these videos. It really is. And he just worked hard. Abia, you putting out these videos. I got other friends. Traveling with Charity. If you haven't heard of her channel, check her out. And Vanny with Ada, Fia that Boondocking Diva, Danette, What It Do DG, Tina the Outsider. Although Tina made a dumb a comment on my Tina's one of the first nomads I met. And she, if you watching this, Tina, don't be making no dumb a comments on my uh on my YouTube channel. She get on my nerves, y'all. I mean, Tina's one of the first nomads I met, and I really like Tina, but Tina be tripping. But anyway, so Tina the Outsider. Some of these people, check out Freedom Dove, right? Check out their channel. Some of the people that um um they do this YouTube stuff, and um and Charisma Travels. There are a lot of different people who I like, and I'm a smaller channel type of person because I feel like we the underdogs, and I love supporting like smaller channels, which is funny. I'm all off topic, but some of these bigger YouTubers They won't do collabs. They just all about themselves, and it's cool. But I'm a sharer. Like I like to share because I feel like it's plenty of room at the top. It's the bottom that's crowded. All these bottom barrel people. It's so much room at the top for success, y'all. It's what's crowded at the bottom with the bottom of the barrel. Okay, back on topic. I think people should travel and see more of the world. I was sharing that I saw a fight in a grocery store before I left. It wasn't a fight. It was somebody called somebody and some names, the B word, and this person emptied her cart on his behind. She threw bread, soda, apples, carrots, flour, pop. Y'all might call it soda, water. She threw everything in her cart at him. And I'm like, what brings two people to the point of I was looking for me? Yeah, but I think she's not doing. Yes, Miss. I also that's one of the when I was getting started on YouTube. Miss J's Travels was one of the first people that I was watching and stuff, and I heard she took down all her videos and stuff. But I used to enjoy her updates. That's how people learn too. You know, when you coming out to this desert. Had I not seen Miss J and some of the early ones that came out to the desert, I mean, I seen Bob was everybody, but you want to know that there's it's diversity out here. And had I not seen Miss J, she's one of the reasons why I'm out here. You know what I mean? Like where I'm in Quartzsite. And you have to see that. Yeah, Miss V, exactly. I am V. You have to see that. People think, and that's another thing my friend Tina said. Tina, I'm gonna have to kick your butt for making dumb A comments. Me and Tina, like Tina the Outsider is one of the first people I traveled or I met, okay? And I met her in Detroit. So she came and I was at a conference and it was a civil rights conference. And Tina came to the hotel. She was like, am I gonna be okay? I'm like, girl, this is a very 100-year-old institution. You know, people were so she was fine and we hung out and it was real cool. So then I go up to Schoolie UP in Upper Peninsula, right? And I'm like, Tina, I'm gonna be okay. She's like, are you crazy? People, I'm like, are you out your mind? You don't try to tell me that life is not, people, they don't like to talk about what we experience on the road. I could give y'all some stories, just even this trip here from 1 week, just being on the road for 1 week. I can tell y'all some interesting experiences I've had. I'm not even gonna speak for Andrea that I've had just in 1 week going through Oklahoma, Arkansas. It's an experience people don't like to. They try to play like, oh, it doesn't happen. Black travelers, we're just all travelers. We're just all American. No, the hell we're not. And people look at you differently. They treat you differently. Not everybody. I met some wonderful people, but don't ever play like, and that's why even for me doing Route 66, I want to do it from the lens of a black woman. That's why I read Candace C. Taylor's book, because as I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we didn't get to do Greenwood. Oh, good. I'm glad you do. Thank you. Okay. Well, I'll share because a lot of people they act like or they don't want to hear. They just want to hear the fluffy stuff, and that's fine. Fluffy's good, but you have to be real because you have to tell what you are experiencing so other people will know. That's why I was something called the Green Book, where people had to know. Black people had to travel differently. We still do have to travel differently, and people think you don't. You're fooling yourself. I don't talk about that a lot on this channel, but that is exactly what happened in the casino. Both casinos was both casinos. One casino was worse than the other, but yeah. So people, but anyway, so Tina, the outsider, she is like, "Oh, you're gonna be fine. Why do you even say that? People don't care. You know they do." I was talking to a girl, a biracial girl, before I left Ohio, and she told me I downloaded the Green Book. Yes, it's worth reading, understanding about these sundown towns, um, going along. Route 66, people make Route 66 seem, oh, it's the most famous highway in America. And it is. And I like touristy stuff. I do touristy stuff. But let me tell you, there was something called Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where these people, their whole town, black wealth, generations of black wealth burned down. Okay. So, gas station, these were black businesses, movie theaters. I'm not talking about hair salons and chicken joints. And so, this is the way that I'm traveling it. And I'm concerned about women traveling by themselves. Yes, especially black women. Yes, please be safe and be, especially your friend has updated. Could safely travel at night. It has to be updated. Yes, I agree. Thankfully, it was written so black people. Yeah, because travel safely in these towns. It was called sundown towns because they're called sundown towns because black people had to get their butt out of there before the sun went down. And it's still some stuff. I mean, I was in some different towns. I'm telling y'all, and I ain't saying it because I'm just like, okay, I want people to take a joy route, but you also have to take a realistic route. I had to look at Miss J's channel and some of the other channels, and even Crystal Vanner. Hey, it is what it is, and learn some of this stuff. Like, okay, what will I be facing when I get to Quartzsite? What everybody couldn't be here in Quartzsite. I'm telling you, everybody could not be here in Quartzsite. But because Bob Wells and Miss J and different ones kind of broke it down and said, okay, will I be okay? Because you got to ask, am I going to be okay? You got to ask. Here we are in the middle of nowhere. No, we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, nowhere. We just in some desert. Like, okay. But anyway, people should travel. And people should travel safely. And like you said, women as well. Yes. People, I was reading a article. Somebody was saying wear a wedding ring if you're a woman traveling. Wear a wedding ring. When people ask you questions, automatically have a response. They were saying lie, lie, lie. Like I was at this car place, and before I left, and some guy came. I was at a repair shop, and the repair shop wasn't open, but it was like this guy looked real sketchy, right? So he came up to me and he was like, is he open? I was like, yeah, he's in there. Now the mechanic, he wasn't in there, y'all. The place was closed. But I was like, he in there, he just got the door locked because I felt my gut told me that, and I had just got a large amount of cash out the ATM too, and I never do that. But my gut just told me to just lie. And somebody wrote lie, lie, lie. So when you're somewhere and you meet somebody and they be like, oh, are you by yourself? Are you around here? You be like, no, my brother and my husband is here. Or I'm about to go up here and meet my husband. People follow you. Y'all, if y'all go watch that tape, not tape, if you go watch the video where I just tell y'all I got a ticket, right? In the video, go look at my last video. And somebody is on there in the comments like, I just happened to see you on Route 66. No, the F you didn't. Like, that is very bizarre. People watch you. They're especially women, and they want to, they are watching you, so you gotta be careful. They used to say, like, in the desert, put a pair of men's shoes like in front of your van, you know um just little tricks and hacks. And they were saying, even if you're traveling, whether you travel in America, you traveling out of the country, there are things women should do. And there are different groups of people, so different demographics. Black people have to move differently. Yes, you do. I've seen it in different towns. I don't care what nobody say. I don't say it a lot on this channel, but you got to move differently because you're treated differently. The people at the casino, the lady, I'm gonna take a breath. You're treated differently. The fact that you spend your hard earned money, you come to this little town to spend your money, to lose your money in the casino because you're not going to win, right? And you come there, you're a tired traveler, and you come there and you are treated differently, right? Women, men prey on, not, I'm not going to say women prey on men. I don't want to say men prey on women but people prey on people, women. They prey on women, right? So if you in a different town, people are watching you, seeing you, want to know, is she alone? What do they have any valuables? That's just how it goes. You have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to be, about your business and be very careful when you're traveling. You have to be safe. We were cleaning our windows like right now. I got my stuff ready. Like right where I'm sleeping in my van. I have like my protection ready because you have to be ready because that's just how it is. And I was talking to my family and just other people on this channel. They're like, "Are you feel safe?" And I'm like, "I do feel safe, but I feel safe, but yeah, it be some times where you're like, you have to be ready, right?" And so you just do. When you're traveling, different things like that, people are looking. Um, I was going into a lot of these little shops. Like I love these little. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I was on a reservation because I don't know what I was at, but I was buying like I bought earrings and jewelry and like a this shawl type hoodie thing and all this kind of stuff. And people know when you're a tourist. They know when you're a tourist. They do. Because only you care about stupid magnets that say Route 66. Only you, not stupid, but so they know when you're a tourist and people are looking at you and they are watching you and they're watching you. I don't want to just say men are watching women because women are watching men to prey on men. But you have to be smart about it. I didn't think about the ring though, because that's a good move. I didn't think about that. But yeah, you gotta be smart. I did this thing called, let's say, Location 360. This is something Fia and Danette had talked to me about before when they couldn't get in touch with me. I didn't want this thing on my phone. I didn't want this app. This app traces your every move. So I have 360 whatever, and you can create different circles of people that you're in a group with. So I'm in like two family groups or whatever. And it tracks your every move and you can check in. Like you can say, here I'm at Quartzsite. And this thing checks your move. And you can turn off your location because I'm in one of these things, one of these groups with my sons. Both of them got their locations off. Because I understand you don't want people knowing like every single location. I mean, you're like, damn, they gotta know every place I go. So, but Location 360 right now, I feel like it's a good app. I don't like the fact that it wants all these apps want permission to do everything. But if you're traveling, put that on your phone, put that on your phone or whatever. And I realized even traveling with Andrea, when I travel with people, I've never given my family like her phone number, which I recently did that, but I had never get and I had gotten sick. Like these altitudes, and I don't even talk about this on the channel either, but like being a diabetic, what's used to be called a juvenile diabetic, wearing an insulin pump and a sensor on my arm, going up in elevation, and then just driving. I got sick every Andrea, like every 5 minutes, I was like sick and had to pull over. I didn't even share that because this is a joy route, right? It's a joy route. But there are real things that happen. You be like, oh my God, I'm sick. Even Andrea, we was up in elevation. She was like, I'm sick. We were sick. Damn it. We were sick. So we can't, I want to tell you that, but we were sick, not the entire time. Just a couple of little times we got sick on the road. When we got on Route 10, y'all, we almost cried. We was at this rest stop and we were like, band on your ring fingers. You can find nice silver wedding bands, inexpensive but nice. That's what I'm gonna do. I didn't thank you, IMV. I just read something that said that, and that's what I said I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a band on my hand. I seen this T-shirt when I was at the gym, and this lady had on this T-shirt. It said, "My sons got guns." I was like, "I'm gonna get that T-shirt." Say, "My sons got guns." Just so she's wearing this T-shirt, so I am, yeah. Because you see stuff, you see all kinds of stuff, and I just want to be protected. I want to be safe, and um, my sons, one of them, he was like, I want you to be safe, and you should know if you're gonna be safe. How do you know if you're gonna be safe? I mean, you don't know. You be sleeping in these casinos and Walmarts and stuff, and I be exploring. I'm always exploring up in somebody's woods. I do some stuff other people ain't gonna do, and like I be going. I mean, is I just explore. I'm an explorer, right? And yeah, you gotta be safe. Like you gotta be safe. You really just do. And I just wish everybody, when you're traveling, my tips are also know that when you're traveling, that police officers, now I understand they need quotas. They got to meet quotas. This is their job, right? If there were no police officers, the good ones, we would not be safe. So I understand they have to do that. But when you are traveling, Andrea has a thing on her van. We have different tech plates. They looking at you like, oh, let me see if she got on her seatbelt. They were trying to, when the police pulled me over, they thought my insulin pump that I was adjusting was a phone. That's what they originally pulled me over for. It was not for the following behind her. Can you also bells on all of your doors to warn? Oh, that's a good one. Bells on your doors. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, bells on the doors. That, and it's weird. You know why? Because that's why I don't like this van anymore, because it has sliding doors, and I wish it was doors that opened, like in the front, they open, but I feel like with these sliding doors, because I have stuff against my doors, and I'm like, I hope I never have nothing that will unlock the lock or nothing, but I'm gonna put bells. That is a good tip. We need to know these tips. Like I said, that's why Bob Wills did this convention or whatever, because you need to know about your safety. I mean, I don't feel any less safe than I did when I was renting a room. I mean, you could go out to the gas station or anywhere, people who are targeting you, but when you are traveling to different towns, you look different, right? You look different. You look touristy, right? People that look in the town. When I was in that one town, right, that casino, they still smoke in the casino. Like, who still smokes in both casinos still smoke, which was shocking to me because in the Midwest, you're not going to smoke in a casino. So you got really hardworking people, right? Smoking in a casino, looking at you like you got a third eye, and they smoking in a casino. You are smoking in a casino. And, I don't know, but yeah, and then they got tattooed. This guy, the man that put me out of the casino, he had a Nazi tattoo. He did, like, just, and he kept looking at me, and I'm like, and I'm laughing because I laugh when I'm scared. Like, I be like, I try to make jokes, and it's like my reaction to being fearful. Like, I'm fearful. You're following me in this casino. You're telling me leave out. And it's just like, can I get my license back? He was like, no, you have to leave immediately. I'm like, okay. You got a Nazi tattoo on your forearm. Okay, let me leave. And it's just like, you gotta be, people just for whatever reason, they don't, and I'm good natured. I try to be good natured, like, hi to everybody, like, hello, how you doing? Da-da-da. Like, give them tips and everything, like, da-da-da-da. And people don't give a damn. They don't care. No matter how nice you is, they ain't never seen you. You a moose. They ain't never seen you. Like, what are you doing here? And that's how it goes. It just is what it is. And like I said, people don't. They act like, oh my goodness, I just want to hear about good stuff, and I don't tell you good stuff. But when you're in places and people are looking at you like you're crazy, like you didn't come to their town to spend money, it's very offensive. It hurts your feelings. It's very offensive. And I had a couple of experiences like that, but I had a lot of good experiences too. I didn't know how to gamble. So there was a very nice man. He spent a lot of time with me. He worked at the casino, and I swear I cannot use those machines. Like, how do you gamble? How do you gamble with slot machines? Like, slot machines have gotten way too complicated. But there was a very nice man, and he showed me how to gamble, which is how to lose my money. But no, he showed me how to gamble on on a slot machine. So he was very, very nice. Then there was another lady who just really took her time because they gave us a slot card. Just so it was some really, really nice people. I don't even want to like think about all the other people who aren't nice. There are so many people that are really, really nice. Glad to see you. I went to this Navajo store or something. I know it's not always easy. Some people just suck. Just remember, there's a whole lot more of us non-racist loving folks than there are. That is a lot true because I met some wonderful people, and I really did. Y'all know I'm going to talk to everybody. People have to drag me away from people because I'm just talking to like everybody like, ah, da, da, da. I was talking to this lady in the Navajo store for so long. I was filming. It didn't even film it, but people are nice. You're right. There are a lot of nice and kind people. I meet nice and kind people, but it's always, why is it always like you can meet 1,000 nice people, but one or two people who are a-holes and you like, that sticks with you. And you like, but I just met 9,000 nice people or 9,000 people where I love different cultures. I'm greedy and I love trying different foods from different cultures. I love meeting new people. I love learning about this lady's jewelry making. And I just love stories and people and all that kind of stuff. So when I meet people who don't, I'm like, how could you not like different people? Like, because I do. But anyway, I ain't gonna get on that soapbox. But yeah, it was so beautiful going Route 40. It was so beautiful, y'all, and just traveling. And that's why people are uptight, because I see it in Ohio. People, they are uptight because you have to switch up your routine. I know it. I know it because it hurts. It would banish them from the planet if I could. It do hurt. It does. It does. It really does. You like, why take your hate on? Like, for real. Like, I kind of spend my money. I save hard, save my money to be able to travel, and all I want to do, I'm spending my money in every town and just want to travel. Just want to do what everybody else want to do. Who don't want to travel? If you on this thing right now and you don't want to travel, you might don't want to live in a van. Hi, Mega Van Mike, where you at? Or he done upgraded. He upgraded from he used to be minivan Mike. Now he Mega Van. He updated. Go check him out, y'all. He did upgrade. Upgrade. Where are you at? You in Quartzsite? But who don't want to travel? Y'all might don't want to travel. Hi, Kick. Start with Ann. Hi, Kick. Start with Ann. Wisconsin. I was in Wisconsin a couple of summers ago. I was in Wisconsin a couple of summers ago. Um, yeah, I think it was in 20. It was a couple of years ago. But who don't want to travel? Like, who doesn't want to? You might not want to travel via a van or a vehicle, but and not only even if you don't want to, you should, because when you do your same routine, see, people that do their same routine, they don't realize that they're nuts, right? I realize it because I get away. And I have a non-traditional lifestyle. A non-traditional lifestyle is not saying that some of the part of this lifestyle isn't nuts. It is. Maybe upgrading again soon. Me and my wife thought might be getting a Class C soon. Oh, Class C, cool. I don't want to. I haven't said it yet, but there may be some things on the horizon on this end too. Yeah, 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 definitely. Congratulations, Class C. Um, but where will you park? Because what I like about vans is you can park. Well, really, I guess with RVs you can too. It depends on if you're going to be settled in one place or you're going to travel. But RVs can park anywhere too. Because when we were at the casinos, both casinos allow overnight parking. They was like, you can stay here for 2 days. They want 2 days of your money. They know that you can stay in their parking lot, full accommodations in the casino parking lot for 72 hours. Well, 72 hours, that's 3 days. One casino, you can stay for 3 days. They was like, you can stay for 3 days. It's like, okay, 3 days. You want 3 days of our money, but thank you. Then Walmart, I believe I'm the reason why the Walmart policy changed because of the tow. I get so much stuff happen, y'all. But Walmart now has on their website, their corporate website, that we are friendly. We want travelers to stop by. I told them, I wrote them and told them, I was like, Sam Walton, he was an RVer. He had a vision for travelers to be able to rest at these stores. And they kept saying, we're sorry that happened. They didn't even say they were sorry that happened to me that I got told. And I kept on just writing the CEO, writing the board members like, Sam Walton had a vision. Van lifers are the modern day RVers. And I was saying all that. I swear, now you can park at Walmart. You can camp at Walmart. And I feel safe-ish camping at overnight at Walmart. I feel safe-ish, yeah. Because it's lit up. There are trucks, a lot of truck drivers, which they ain't why I feel safe. But there are other vans. You'll see other van people. Turtle top van can be parked anywhere. I do know RV, you just can't park them anywhere we get. You right. But now don't you feel like Pilot gas stations, Love's gas stations, um Walmart's. People say Cracker Barrels. Only reason why I don't like Cracker Barrels to park is because they dark. Like even now it's dark in Quartzsite, right? Real dark. But it's other people around. To me, Cracker Barrel, it may not be a person. I've been at a Cracker Barrel and it's like, please somebody bring your van or RV here with me. But so that's why I don't like Cracker Barrel. Walmart is well lit. Pilot is well lit. Loves. What else? I like well lit places to park. What I am looking forward to about Quartzsite, I do have a stove. I know y'all ain't never seen me cook, but I am going to cook. Well, I'm not gonna really cook. I'm gonna saute and open some cans of soup. But I'm glad that you can freely have on your light and like, you know, you can just be you. Like I don't like stuff camping because I don't like nowhere where you got to go and lay low. I can't lay low. I be up reading, lights on, looking at YouTube. I just be doing everything, and you supposed to be stealth. I think I get away with more because this is a minivan, and people don't think people are living in a minivan. But if I had a van like Andrea, I would. I don't think I could get away with some of the stuff I do. I was so tired. Yeah, we got here. We literally cried almost. We sat outside not the rec center, but the tourism rest stop. And that's another thing. Rest stops look differently. People think I've traveled, I've seen rest stops. No, rest stops are very different. Some look like little tourist resorts. Like they look so beautiful. And some are just your traditional, old fashioned rest stops. I was in a rest stop that had a telephone booth. It had a telephone booth. It had a thing outside that said, push this button if you need to call police. And that's the kind of rest stop you be scared at. Like, why do they have it outside? And then you go in there, it's dark, and they got a telephone booth. So rest stops are differently than some. Then I went to the rest stop in New Mexico. I got it on a video, y'all. And it was like mountains and the lady, I asked her what was I on an Indian reservation, and she said yes. And I said, may I ask what tribe? Because you don't want to sound stupid. I'm like, how do I say this? And she was so nice explaining to me about the tribe and just just different things like that. And I just enjoy hearing it. I did, and I enjoy purchasing stuff. I purchased earrings, and I had to resist the little Route 66. I'm sorry. I'm around 66. I wanted little stupid stuff, like little stupid trinkets and stuff. I was like, Frankie, don't do it. Do not buy trinkets. Don't. Now, I had to get a little trinket though, because, like, yeah, I'm a touristy person. A lot of people don't want you to, like, they say, oh, I'm just traveling, I'm not touristy, and like people don't want you to celebrate holidays. I'm like, why would I do stuff to make me happy? Like, I don't even know how that works. I do historical stuff too, stuff that has meaning, but I also like touristy stuff. Like, I'm a touristy type of person. I like gift shops. Not that I just be in there shopping and stuff, but I I want to go to the Grand Canyon. I want to do touristy stuff too. Like, I don't mind being off the beaten path and cooking a meal and meeting people and having a campfire, but I do touristy stuff. Yeah. Like people say, oh, do you, I don't celebrate holidays. Well, then that's you. I'm a Midwest type of person, right? It ain't even really like, this is all off topic. It ain't really celebrating holidays, is celebrating family and friends and good food. I'm always for good food. I mean, who isn't down for good food? Just like our team, Cincinnati Bengals are winning. And like in our town, when our teams are winning, like our soccer team or our baseball team or our football team, people nice. They so nice. Everybody come together, do football, right? And then I don't like I didn't realize until like this player, Damar Hamlin, was injured. He like died on the court and was resuscitated. How violent football was, because I don't watch the game. I go and eat the food and hug my sons, and that's a way to connect with my sons. They watch football. I don't know how the plays go, but I know how the nachos dip in the cheese. I know that. I know how to chicken wing. I'm hungry too. I want some chicken wings. I'm hungry. I know how that. So I like being connected around food. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Y'all go and watch the videos. I have like 4 videos. One video, I show a tiny home. It was just something I randomly ran up on, right? And I think it's worth the look because that tiny home was huge. It was huge, right? It was a huge tiny home and something I ran up on. And so that's one video. Another video, I'm at a casino and that's when like, yeah, I got kicked out, but it wasn't my fault. It's never my fault. I feel like I'm like Forrest Gump. Stuff always happening, right? But it's so many good things happen too. So many good things. This lady, when I had got my pot roast, right? She made sure my carrots and my stuff was all neat and just she was so nice. So it's just different stuff. Good stuff happened too. But like I said, the little bad stuff that happened, it just seems to take over. But good stuff happened. They recommended the pot roast, a nice lady. The pot roast was good. It was real good. But I would have put a little bit more garlic powder and some onions, some sauteed onions on it. But it was so tender, y'all. I was eating it. We had to go because I had already held Andrea up too long. And I was eating it like in my van. Like I'm just like eating this pot roast. It is so good. And the carrots, y'all, the carrots and the potatoes, ooh, they taste like buttery and oh my god. I still got the potatoes and stuff. I still got the pot roast. I still got a piece of it. It's that much. Like you have so much. Matter of fact, I want to warm my potatoes up in the morning. I'm hungry. Those pot roast potatoes is so they were buttery. They were so and the carrots was like, oh, it was so good. I got them in my trunk. I can't wait till the morning time comes because I'm gonna warm up my pot roast and carrots and potato. I want breakfast too. I'm hungry. Andrea is very gracious. She probably like quit mentioning my name. She's like, could you stop? I talk about people who I'm with. That's just how it goes. I can't help it. But if somebody tell me not to talk about them, then I wouldn't. Because I know some people don't want to. Like, she doesn't want a channel. She's way more popular than me. People like her. I mean, I think people like me, but she is, they like Andrea and they won't her to have a channel. I've been asked that a lot. Like, why don't she get a channel? Why don't she get a channel? She never said stop talking about it. I be filming her van and she never said that kind of stuff. If she said it, I would do it. Now I don't want to go back and take it back on stuff, but I would do it because you got to respect what people, if she ain't want her name used or, I would not do that because I don't want to, I don't ever want to do something to people or whatever that I wouldn't want done to me. And sometimes I know people they like to film you. You're not even like, I don't want to be on camera. And so I understand that. And so because I understand, like, what is that noise? It be drones and stuff. Maybe that's a generator. I don't know what that is. I'm glad it's not freezing because it was y'all, when I tell y'all I froze at that campground at Santa Rosa, when I tell you I froze, like it was so cold, and I had an electrical hookup. I had a space heater or a heater. It was so cold. I was like crying. Like that's why I left Ohio. It's not supposed to be cold. What was going on? Texas was freezing. For the love of banana pancakes, when is Texas cold? Like my cousin lives there. He said it was 80 degrees. Where was the 80 degrees? Like, what is happening with these states? They freezing. These states were colder than Ohio. Okay, 12 degrees. We was in the state. It was 12 degrees at night. I cried tears. Like it's 12 degrees at night. Like who? Why is it 12 degrees? Somebody must be running a generator. I wonder. I wonder what that is. It said we could chainsaw massacre. Somebody go over here like zzz. My cousin was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Well, if you don't hear from me in like 3 to 4 days, and just assume I." She was like, "Would you stop saying that?" I'm like, "No, people still do chop you up." Y'all ever seen that movie? What's that movie with Francis McDermott? Not Nomad Land, but Fargo, North Dakota, Fargo. And them, he chopped up the people up they killed. They chopped them up. And Frances McDormand, she's in bed and she's with her husband, and she's like, all this for a little bit of money. They chopped them up, put them in a wood chipper. They just for money. And she was like, at the end of the movie, she's like, all this. She was crying. She was like, all this for a little bit of money. So people do still chop people up, put you in wood chipper, stuff like that. So I'm just saying, they do. But anyway, I think people should travel, less stress, um more freedom, more good energy. It's important to keep your energy in balance when you live in a city. And I'm not talking about like when you live in a city and you work in a city and you go to the same store, the same dry cleaners, the same uh post office, the same bank, the same things. You see the same people, you do the same things. You don't realize there's something different because you always do what you've always done. You're gonna always get what you've always gotten. My son even say that now. He's like, "Mom, you say this. If you always do what you've always done, you're gonna always get." And you're gonna be in the grocery store and somebody gonna call you out your name, call you a curse word. Now he shouldn't have called it a curse word, but you're gonna be so angry, you're gonna throw everything at your cart. You're gonna throw everything. What will possess you to throw? I mean, I could see throwing like maybe, okay, your bag of apples, right? But your soda, your bread, your flour, your eggs, your she threw everything. What make you throw everything? I was watching a YouTube video, and this lady was on there, and she was saying that she had a disagreement with somebody, and this person punched her, and she was acting out. She was like, she just punched. Like, people were so quick. The thing is, words, you can say what you want to say, but when the man was calling her bad words, but don't we still can't come to a point where we are putting our hands on people. We cannot just because somebody say something and you throwing stuff at people. And but this is because people have PTSD. You don't have to just be in the military to have PTSD. And people are stressed out. And they stressed out because they are at jobs where they don't make enough to pay for, like, really to earn to stay where they live. If they miss one paycheck, they are going to risk losing their car, their home. They're going to risk losing not being able to eat. And so if you live in paycheck to paycheck, and 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 expense, and you have to kill yourself to, I mean, not kill, I don't want to say that, YouTube, you have to work yourself into an early grave to survive. And that's not the way, that's not the American way. It's not the American way. It's not to be at a job where, and I be talking to somebody and they're like, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. I said, you can't do any of that if you're not here. If you're unalive, you can't do any of that. So you gotta slow your roll. I understand, but that's why I decided to move into a van. It's not perfect, it's a minivan, but I don't feel like the kind of stress of like, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna be able to pay my mortgage. I'm not gonna be able to pay my rent. I don't feel that kind of pressure. Now there are other pressures and things, and even like I was saying, Megavan Mike was just saying he was thinking about even upgrading since from the mini he already upgraded from the minivan to the Megavan, but he's thinking about getting a Class C. But I understand upgrading because being in a small space, I like to tell myself, and I do, I live a lot out of my van, but when you in a van, you're like, okay, I need some room for my stuff, and I've downsized. So I do understand van life is not for everyone. I understand that. But maybe travel, maybe just having an emergency vehicle, because when you can no longer pay your rent, you don't want to have a car. You want to have something with a bed. If you got a bed where you can lay flat down, like completely down, stretch out and be comfortable, you're gonna be good. I got another person, a couple of people, and they always on the verge of being put out, right? And I'm like, get you a van so you can have a bed. One person, one of my family members, they work at the hospital, and they work third shift. I'm like, get you a daggone van. They're like, a van. They said, like I said, like, get you a alien. They said it like that. I'm like, yeah, a van with a bed. Yeah. Yeah. You always going to stress you under all that. There's no stress. Get your own van. And they're like, oh, a van. A van. I'm like, okay. So you rather go through what you're going through. Okay. I mean, I can't say anything, but, I do. Because I love them. And I want them. Like, they love me. They're like, I didn't realize everybody in the family, they had like this thing like, oh, she's kind of crazy. Because she's in a van. I'm like, you bougie, snobby, mother uckers, family members is saying all that. That's why I go to your parties, your football parties, and eat your food. Sit by your pool. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, my family. Just playing, just playing. What time is it? Can I ask anyone on here? Can you tell me what time it is where you're at? I'm wondering if I'm in. I don't know what time zone I'm in. I don't know. Is this Mountain Time? Or is this Central Time? What time is it? I don't know, y'all. Can anybody tell me? Anyone on here knows the time? Can y'all give me the time zones? Anybody? What time zone are you in? Could you tell me what time zone is Arizona so I can know what time it is here? I can't see my clock on my phone. I was looking at this woman. Oh, Turtle Top. Okay. I'm looking at this woman who lives in a van. She is 75 and her van is more. Uh oh. Wait a minute. Your comment went out. I am V. They say it's got something to do with how I'm holding the phone, so it'll come back up and I'll finish reading. You saying something about a woman 75. Yeah, if you can live in that van, other people. I mean, the lady I traveled with, just recently when I was in Georgia, and that woman, she didn't tell her age on camera, so I'm not gonna say her age, but she looked good for her age. She was a seasoned, blessed age, and she looked good, and and I exercise, like I walk and stretch, not because I'm just like super. No, I'm not super fit at all, but I just do it for health reasons, right? But this lady was very fit. She still jogged. She's on my channel and she still jogged. Was Wanda? She still jogged. She ate as healthy. We all travel and we do a little more eating, but she still eats healthy. And she was in great shape. And she lives right now. She has a minivan. She doesn't live in it full time, but she's converted it to a mini camper van. But she planning on getting on the road. I think she's gonna go up in her vehicle, but excuse me. A minivan is perfect. It really is. Like, it's for if you're just thinking about sleeping. Not ideal for a lot of other things, but if you just think about sleeping, and then because you don't pay any rent, if you need a campground, or like last night when we were in Phoenix and Phoenix was freezing, we were in Paxton or Payson, Arizona, it was freezing. I was gonna get us an Airbnb because I wasn't gonna do it. I refused. I said, this is punishment to be this cold. When your eyes watering, when you go outside. We was in Texas at the Cadillac Ranch, and I was trying to spray paint the thing. My hands, we turned our hands over. Our hands were red. I'm talking about the white part of our hands. We was like frostbite and freezing. We was delirious. It was so cold. I want to see V's comment. It won't. Where are my comments at? They say turn your phone. It say rotate device. I cannot read the comment. I don't see the comments because it won't. They won't come up. Let's see. Or maybe I hit the chat thing. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. That's how you make it come up. I was looking at this woman who lives in a van and she is 75 and her van is nice, but SSI don't give you a lot if you didn't pay into it. We have to do. I agree with you, V. Financial literacy is such a key component. Like I know a lot of families, like we grew up, like I grew up in a deeply religious family, and they talked a lot about the Bible. There's nothing wrong with I love my grandparents, whatever, but you financial literacy is key because now you're scrambling. And who if I wanted to like for me, I wouldn't want to only know, like I know Bob Wills talks about, you can live in a van and you can have, your social security. No, it's not enough. It's not enough. Van life is not a free life. It's a life where you're not paying any rent, but it's definitely not. If you still have the same type of bills, the same type of deals, and it's not. And we do need to talk about financial literacy. A lot of people, I heard a lot of people out here, uh-oh, it, I heard some of them like they were in like wonderful or relationships or whatever. Their husband's taking care of them, and then all of a sudden maybe he passed away or he whatever, and he didn't leave them anything. And so because they was a housewife or just whatever, and so now they're not able to, and you cannot know. Your body is going to ache. Like you, I could see, honest to God, a larger van. I could live in a larger van the rest of my life. I'm serious, but I'm getting a boxable, which is a tiny home. But I totally could see living in a larger van forever. It's like your bedroom. Yes, it is. But anyway, and then I would just get like, and I always say I live in a van full time, and I need to change that because I don't live in a van full time. I live in a van most of the time, and I always say I live full time in a van. I live full time in a van, but no, I don't live full time in a van. So what I do is when I'm in my home base of Ohio, I rent a room. Like if it's inclement weather or if it's too hot or too cold, I rent a room. Anytime I'm ever in Ohio in the winter, I will never be in my van. So that's a given. My cousin, I got a lot of family members, and the same family members that I give a lot of flack to, I really appreciate them. I have a cousin who um owns property, apartment buildings, and she has an Airbnb, and she just I was like forcing, like trying to give her money, whatever, but she just was like, "That's your room, right? Who does that? Like that's a beautiful family member right there, right?" And my family is just like that. They really are. I am. I mean, they really, and I'm thankful for that. I'm just thankful that um so anyway, I live in a van most of the time. I'm not opposed to going inside. No, I'm not. Also, I'm not opposed to when I'm out of state, Airbnb. Although Airbnbs have gotten way too expensive, but there's something called like you could go on Priceline, and you pick, like they'll pick three hotels, and they'll give you a rate. And the only catch to it is that rate will be a flat rate, but they get to pick one of the three hotels. And it seems like they would pick the crappiest hotel of the three, or the one that you don't want. But that's why you save your money, because there are times when you do just need to get off the road. Then there are times with like having a room, renting a room, having a room. Like I can't have roommates. Like I can't have roommates. I just can't. And I love my family, but I don't like living with somebody. That's the only way I can say it, because it's just different. You just I just have a different lifestyle. I really do. And it's just not, and then it's like you under rules. Remember when you were in your parents' house and you had rules? Like I don't like rules. Like I don't like rules. I don't want rules. I don't like house rules, okay? I don't like rules. So, but I have rules. I have standards. And then even like silverware. I was talking earlier about the author who said if she could do her life over again, what would she do differently? And I was talking about, she said she would have used the good dishes. I don't like the heaviness of good dishes. Like I told my cousin, your bowls are too heavy. Like I don't even want to go in your cabinet and get out bowls. Like my life at this point is all about um just being as comfortable as possible. And lifting heavy bowls is not something I even want to do. I think she needs to get lighter bowls. I've told her that. Like, you need lighter. You got this good silverware. You need some lighter stuff. I don't like going to your cabinet lifting heavy bowls. It's too much work. She's like, I didn't drove her crazy. Then, like, I love my family, right? And so we love, how you have like, they, some of them are really, really good cooks, right? And so, like, I don't even like a stuff in the cabinets. Like, keep 3 things in your cabinet. You are not allowed to have 10 seasoning salts. You only have 3 because we need a lot of room in the cabinet, right? I got my nerve, but that's what I think. Like, oh no. And you need a garbage can in your bathroom. Like, why is there not a garbage can in your bathroom? No, I'm just kidding. But that's the kind of stuff you go through. People don't realize, like, it's just so. And then the toilet paper, it goes over. Everybody knows it goes over. You put it over. You don't put the roll under. And those are the kind of little things that you think about. All right, don't wear shoes. Those are rules, right? Those are rules. Remember being in your parents' house and you had rules, and you like, I only want my rules. Like, I don't want to follow rules. Like, I don't want to break laws, but I don't like following. I only like my rules, right? So when somebody stays with you, you ever had somebody live with you? They go by your rules. If you don't like your lights on, if you don't like all of your lights on in your house, what do? You can't. They don't turn on all of your lights. If you don't like all of your curtains open, you don't open all of your curtains. But those are rules. So when you live with somebody, and that's the reason why people they wonder why would you be in a van as opposed to you got this nice room, your family got this nice house. You care two F's about any of that. You care about doing what you want to do. I want my yogurt to be facing the front in the refrigerator. Don't put anything else in front of my yogurt. My yogurt goes here, right? Don't put fruit my potatoes in the refrigerator. I don't want potatoes. Don't go in the refrigerator. There are rules, right? You got rules. That's why I remember my youngest son when he moved. He was the last of the Mohicans, and I'm like, no, stay. We could do so good, with your income. He's military and all of my, and he was like, I'm like, yeah, stay. No, he wants the toilet paper under. I want it on top. I want my yogurt in the front of the refrigerator. I don't want water on the right side. Water goes. And this is the kind of stuff as adults that somebody else may think, oh, you should be appreciative. I am giving you this room and it's nice and you're in a nice house. Look at my house. It's so nice. And yeah, it's nice, but I'm under rules. I might as well join the military. Like, I don't want to follow your rules. No, I want a garbage can. I want my washcloth like in the bathroom. Like, those are rules. Those are rules, and there's nothing wrong. You love your family, but those are rules. Like at my house, when I had a house, I had rules for my visitors. If I didn't want my visitors to walk on a carpet with their shoes on, that's a rule. It may just be like, oh, just we don't wear shoes in the house. That's a rule, okay? That's a rule. If they just keep soap on the sink and not the pump soap, that's a rule. We only use pump soap here. I don't want soap on my sink. That's a rule. And that's why people they wonder why if you are forced to live in a van, let's say you're not houseless, you're homeless, and so you go and live with somebody. That's why people would rather some people would even rather live on the street than to be in somewhere where there are rules. I don't like rules. Nobody. And if y'all on here, you're like, oh, life is about rules. I follow rules. I understand that. I respect people's home very much so. I've been told by family members that I am a very nice guest. I'm very clean. I'm quiet despite me talking a lot. I'm actually very quiet. I'm a really quiet writer. People don't think that because they only know me when I'm talking, but I'm very quiet. And so I've been told I'm a very good house guest. I've been told that, and I've stayed at strangers' homes, and I've been told I'm a very good house guest. But I don't like rules. And you that's watching this, you may act like you like rules, but you really don't. And it's not rules is probably not even the right word. Um, let's say it might be called like just what people, um just like if you go to a hotel, just say you go to there are rules. Like you can't smoke in a hotel, right? You can't smoke in your room. Just say you smoke marijuana. You can't those are rules, right? Those are rules. So it's not saying that or that's to say that cooking, van lifers, we love to cook in some hotels, don't we? We will cook in a hotel in a minute. And you can't cook in hotels. That is a rule. That is a rule, right? And so you could say that, oh, I don't mind rules. Yeah, we do. Think about it. And you may, it's just different things that matter to you that somebody else might not think about. Like, oh, that's a rule, but those things matter. And that's why I would never live with anybody. I would only rent a room from a complete stranger. It would have to be a business professional, like my last roommate worked for the airlines, a pilot. It could not be a regular person, like a regular, no. If you play music, you will not play music in the house. I don't want to hear loud music, right? I don't want to hear any music that's not at like a five. Um, I don't want you bringing a lot of people over. Just things that you can't do even with a roommate. You know what I mean? A situation. It's different. So that's why people are in vans, for people who are wondering, why would you live in a van? Why wouldn't you just rent a room, or why wouldn't you just get a place with somebody? That wouldn't be for me. I know people who do it successfully, but not me. Y'all never told me what time it is, because had y'all told me what time it is, I would know what time it is. And I don't know what time it is. How is that hurts? I would banish what? I would banish them from, the planet. Yeah, I would too. I'm sleepy, y'all. I'm so sleepy. I don't know what time it is. It is whatever time it is. What time is it where y'all are at? Y'all know I start crying. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I gotta tell y'all a couple more stories and I gotta go. Okay. Now, my friend Mitch, she had a channel. Mitz. It was called Mitz Adventures. Like, her name was Mitzi, so it was called Mitz Adventures. Mitz came out to Arizona before she passed away, and it was like on her bucket list too. She had a van. Mitz was like maybe 70 or 60. I can't even remember, but I thought about her as I was traveling, because I remember her saying, it's dangerous, these roads and stuff, like when you all up in the mountains and stuff. And I started crying, like, just in the car, just crying, right? Thinking about Mitz. And Mitz went for it, though. Mitz ended up dying, I believe, of brain cancer. It was weird. She said that she was in her hometown of, think, St. Louis, and she went to her doctor, and her doctor found like a spot on her brain, or maybe it was her lung. I can't remember. She said, and he was like, well, let's do some further testing. She said she bought her a van and left. And she was on the road for like 2 years doing the thing. And then she started getting sick when she came out the Quartzsite. But she lived her life. She didn't wait she didn't sit there and wait to die for cancer to eat her up. She did it. Mitz did that, and I thought about it, and I just cried. Like, I'm so glad she got to do what she had dreamed about doing. Some people just dream about a simple life. Like, you can't own a yacht, right? You can't own it, or you can, but you don't. So you can have simple dreams, and like simple things you want to do that are on your bucket list. And Mitch just bought a van and drove out here, right? And that's what she wanted to do. And she got to do that before she passed away. And I was just like crying, thinking about her, like, I'm so glad she got to do. And I still got her voicemail on my phone for when she called me. I don't know, I just keep her voicemail on my phone. Her channel's still up, Miss Adventures. That's her channel. And yeah, I still got her voicemail. I still got her voicemail. But Miss did what she wanted to do. She did that thing. And I started crying. Then I started crying too. I was crying all in the van, y'all. And then I was crying because I didn't know why I was crying this one day, like the other day, like 2 days ago. And it was the day I was brutally attacked. Like, I was like, my spirit, it was like, because I'm an enterologist, I felt something in the air. Like, I just felt something was wrong. And I'm like, why am I? It was like I was up at like 2 in the morning. And I'm like, why am I up? I am so happy. And I looked on my timeline. You know how like Dropbox show you the timeline? I looked at my face, like the bruising on my face from being attacked. And I was like, that's why. This is like the anniversary of your brutal attack. So I'm an enterologist, y'all. I read energy. Yeah, I got jumped. And I was like, see, people are savages. I'm going to tell y'all. Remember I told you lady through the groceries, the man called her to be where? See, these people came to my family home and jumped me. Like, just savages. Like, and they unhappy. They're worthless pieces of they're unhappy. They don't love their kids. You talk to your kids like crap. I'm talking about grown kids. So you wonder why your daughter is a savage because you're a savage and her friend is a savage and you're worthless. I took them to court. They got 5 years and they're worthless. And so I was wondering why I was um emotional. Like something's wrong. I just woke up crying like my body was reacting. Then I looked on my memories for that day and that's why. That's the day the savages jumped me. Cause I'm happy. I'm happy, you know? And I know one of the savages that jumped me, the mother, because they had these two, the mother, and she's very unhappy. And she was in my cousin's house and my cousin was like, well, y'all are very similar because she likes to travel, but she's not doing it. She's there, she's miserable and she's funky. She's very foul odor. Like you had access. My cousin let you live in her house. Like why would you take a shower? But anyway, I'm gonna stop being negative. But it really affected me. I didn't realize why, and I woke up crying because that's what happened to me. But anyway, and I think that what's wrong with people, not what I think, is that unhappiness. She's in a city and she goes to her job, her meaningless job every single day, and you're unhappy. And then you look at somebody who's happy, who's fulfilling their dreams. I'm writing, not saying I'm making all this money, no, but I'm doing what I love doing, right? It's what I love. It's a humble life, it's a simple life, but I am doing what I love doing, and you're not doing what you love doing. And for whatever reason, it takes time to make the leap. It does. I understand that. It takes, they can't just, oh, I'm just gonna be a free spirit and I'm just gonna, yeah, it takes time. I understand it to make the leap, but until you do, your spirit, your being is going to be unhappy. And some people, when they're unhappy, what happens? What is the saying? Misery loves company. So you're miserable and you want to bring, you're having a pity party. You want to bring somebody else to that pity party. Like, no thanks. Here's your invitation back. And that's what happened. That is what happened. You're miserable. Your daughter keep having kids and there's no dad. You know, you're miserable. And that's what happened. I have to understand that. Just like with the lady that threw her groceries at the man. Both of them were unhappy because at first I was telling my cousin about it and I was like, she threw out her groceries. And my cousin was like, what did he say to her? And she was like, that's not nice. Hello, honey. Welcome to Quartzsite. Vanessa, where are you at? Where you at, Vanessa? I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. I'll be at the pilot tomorrow. I need to go get internet. Where are you at? I tried to find you. I'm looking for you. Vanessa's van life journey. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? If your email is on your if it's on your YouTube channel, I will go and look at your and get your grab your you grab your email and send you an email so I can find you. How long are you going to be here? How long are you going to be here and what have you done so far? I've been on the road for a week and in preparation this is taking every thing out of me to make this drive. And I haven't been on YouTube because, as you know, when you create and then you traveling, you can't do it. You're like, I can't. But I got some wonderful friends that I want to. I go by and I like y'all videos. Y'all don't know I be liking y'all videos, but I go by. I put a like and I do a if I don't write a comment, I do a like and I try to let them run because like I support YouTubers. I do. I am a YouTuber, so I try to do that, but I'm behind on videos just because this week has been grueling. Trying to get out of there, trying to get packed. It's been hell trying to get out of Ohio. It has been absolutely HE double hockey sticks. Oh, okay. Email me. I believe it's soon. Maybe. Okay. Well, next week. Okay. You reply back. I will email you. I see the I don't know if where you're at, but the internet is crappy. Earlier, now the internet seems to be fine for this live stream, but earlier I was on the internet and it kept like I didn't have good reception. So if you replied back, I email you. Where are you going back to? Are you tired of Quartzsite? Um, Wait a minute. What happened to that? I don't even know how that came on. What the heck is going on my phone? What is that? Oh, that's my hand. I don't want it on that side. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. Okay, I hope it's on that side. I don't know why the light came on. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. I don't know why that came on. I'm sitting here like an Eskimo. What happened? I don't know what's going on. Good morning, Kimmy. Good morning. Well, I asked what time, y'all. What time is? I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. If anybody could kindly tell me in the chat, I'm serious about this too. I may know. I think today is Friday. I'm not sure of the date. But what time is it where y'all at? Because I don't know how this came on. Why did this come? Oh, yeah, now I come on my blanket. Uh, okay, so wait a minute. Oh, now I see. Now it's on my blanket. No, it's not. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Going back to Houston to renew my tags and check my mail. Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. Houston, Texas was so cold. Oh, but Texas is so beautiful at night. Oh, I was riding through the sunset, and I don't even drive at night. But now saying it was so beautiful. Have you enjoyed Quartzsite thus far? Why is my hand still there? I don't know why my hand is on there. Okay. Have you enjoyed Quartzsite so far? It's 6:57, San Antonio, Texas. So is Texas on Arizona time? I think so. Because 6:57 a.m. No, it's not 6:57 a.m. here. It couldn't be. At least I don't think it is here. No, I don't think it is. Oh, Central Standard Time. Oh, 7 a.m. Thank you, PJ. Friday, January 27th, 7 a.m. So I think in here, I don't know what time it is here. I really don't know. I think it seems like it's about 5 here. I don't know. It looks dark outside to me. I'm under the covers because I'm not going to say it's cold because it's not really like cold, but it's cold enough. I've been talking about traveling. Um, what else? Let me do a recap. So, real quick. Um, Gotta get to work. I just love your channel and adore you. Thank you. You are such an inspiration to it went out. Let's see. Thank you. And same to you. I said, Brandy, thanks so much. I appreciate that. You know, sometimes you do this YouTube and you like, it's not my main source of money. I'm tired of I haven't done much here, but I haven't enjoyed myself. Met some I haven't oh you said you have not enjoyed yourself. Met some nice people, but just out chilling by myself. Oh, we got the things. Or 759 Waycross. Oh, thank you for the times. And Vanessa, I'm sorry you haven't really enjoyed yourself. I always thought like just coming to the desert. I always thought like what do I want to do? Like I didn't think I didn't know the appeal of it. I mean, if you could cook out and um I guess if I just lived out here and it was just free rent, but I never thought about I need amenities. Like when I say amenities, I see it's saying reconnecting. But anyway, I was talking about, I don't know why this is on. I was talking about what it's been like to travel. We traveled 40, Interstate 40. We got off at different towns in the historical Route 66. And it was a very beautiful drive. It was healing to my soul. to my spirit. A lot of stuff just left. You know, a lot of stuff. You have a lot of stuff on your mind, family, different things. But as I was driving, as I was experiencing coming out west, it was just a different. Oh, I did. Oh, you did a typo. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, okay. Thank you, LXNC. Thank you so much. It's been like right now in Quartzsite, L. It's it's warmish because it's been freezing everywhere I've been, but it's warmish. But I was saying why people have to get on the road. It might not your way of travel may not be taking a road trip, right? May not be taking a road trip, but your way you have to experience different cultures, different cities, different people. Everybody's not the same. Every city does not look alike. I've been through every city, a lot of city in the US, and they're not alike. The people aren't alike. The food isn't the same. It's different. It looks very different, and it's amazing to look at the landscape of even Albuquerque, New Mexico, and even Arizona. It's just a different landscape. Now, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Ohio. Ohio is very beautiful. At nighttime, our skyline, nobody has a skyline like Ohio, okay? Our skyline lights up, right? Man-made lights, words on buildings. We have a beautiful downtown skyline. But let me tell you something. Texas sunsets will make you cry because it was just some different. It's just different. Then, New Mexico. What a beautiful. Even though I got a ticket, go watch my video. I got a ticket. What a beautiful. It's cold to me. I'm from Texas. Yeah, I would say it's cold, Vanessa, but I froze. I just froze in Texas. Enjoy the journey. Have you been to all 48? Say, I'm gonna have to count them up and figure out how many I've been to. I don't think it's been 48, but it's been a lot. Maybe 40. I don't know. I got to count them up. I'll count them up and do a math. I'm also going to do a breakdown of my budget, how much gas we use to get out here, what I spent along the route, like if I bought a cup of coffee. Also, just my thoughts. That's what I was saying. Vanessa, Texas was cold. It must have been global warming because it was, ooh. But I mean, I agree with you saying it ain't like warm here, but we just came, even New Mexico was 12 degrees. And at least here, I mean, it's cold, but it's not freezing. But anyway, I was saying, y'all, the landscapes are different. It's just different. And if you keep doing the same thing, it's going to have you stuck. It's going to have you stuck. Oh, y'all, I'm sleepy. Vanessa, I will email you um in the morning. I'm about to go to the main road. I don't know why. How's your internet here? My internet now. This stream is doing good, which I'm surprised. But oh, excuse me. This stream is doing good, but this the internet has been crazy. It was high, but I'm trying to think about how much I paid out in general. Do you know how much you paid out in general? I love to see breakdown. I know a lot of people have been asking me to do a breakdown of the budget. Um, how much I spent. I think, and even in them little touristy towns, Route 66, y'all know y'all wrong. That gas is high, high, high. I can't remember how much we spent, but I kept a journal. So I kept a journal of how much I spent in gas, what if anything I spent on food. We went to Walmart one day and we got a bunch of stuff, but I still was buying little stuff. Well, what I buy, it's not food on the road, it's coffee and snacks and stuff like that. Like, and that's what I hadn't planned on doing. That's why I packed snacks and peanuts and all that kind of stuff. But I still wind up buying stuff. So I don't know. I'm going to sleep, y'all. I'm so sleepy. Thank y'all so much for hanging. If you get a chance, go watch the video. I got a ticket. And then the cop is on there talking smack. He in my comments like there is that cop. He knows way too many details. Like you are. Thank you so much, L. My internet's okay here where I'm at. I came out when I could get internet. Well, that's what I got to figure out. We got to figure out. I told my friend, I was like, pick this location. And she went up deep in this mug. And I'm like, look, you got us a little bit too deep. But I didn't say that because she's been such an amazing, like, travel companion. I don't know how I'm about to get Nomad internet. Yeah, that would be worth it. Get Nomad internet. I think just because the kind of nomadic lifestyle I live, I don't like being in coffee shops, but I do use a lot of coffee shops, and I'm always, because I work online, I have to be with internet, so I don't mind. And I like getting out. I go to libraries and stuff. Let me know how. How Nomad Internet is. I knew another van dweller who had Nomad Internet, and I read the reviews on that internet and VPNs. Yeah, I do. I don't use it all the time. No, when I'm in a coffee shop, I know what you're saying. No, I know L, right? The video already. Oh, you talking about that? You talking about the video? Yeah, she had Nomad Internet, but what happened, this was a couple of years ago, so I can't say that it's still today, but those reviews on that internet service were so terrible that I thought, oof, I don't know if I want that. But that was a couple of years ago, so I'm sure they've upgraded by now. Oh, I can't believe I'm so tired. I'm sleepy. um Soon as I get up, when we get up, I gotta have coffee. I'm gonna pull out my stove today, y'all. Yes, I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna cook. Well, I'm gonna pour some soup into a pot. No, I'm gonna cook today. I don't really cook, but I mean I do cook in a van. It just seems impossible. But I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna I'm tired of working. I just want a day of just relaxation, of just ease. If you're gonna be on BM land, you're gonna need some better. Yeah, definitely, definitely. But I don't. For me, honestly, um, I never saw myself as a, like, because I never thought like living on BLM land. No, I want to keep going. Like, I mean, I like being in places like 3 months because that's why I don't like just going somewhere, being there and just leaving because you can't get to know the culture. And what's going on? So I do. I don't plan on just. I can't see myself there. It depends. Now I got a friend, Lisa, and like I'm hooking up with Lisa. Lisa's supposed to. I guess she's coming out to be out, coming out here or something. She's like, well, anyway, and so she's been out to Bureau of Land. She's been out here a lot, and Lisa knows everything. So if Lisa show us, I'm sure she's gonna show me. Okay, hope to see you soon. Thank you. Come and get you some rest. Yes, I'm gonna email you. I'm gonna go on your thing and grab your email so I can meet you out here. Also, I don't know if you know Lady Debbie S. Van Life. Lady Debbie S. Van Life. I thought I seen a video. Well, I didn't see the video. I seen a thumbnail for the video. Again, when you're on that road, you can't even. I was listening to travel podcasts and listening to books. I wasn't on the internet, but like I said, I go by people's videos. Just hit the like because I know what it is. You know what I mean? But I haven't been able to like watch. And then just even trying to work on the road and trying not to be sick, going up in elevation and different temperatures and stuff. I was like, whoa, I shared on the channel, but I was like sick. Like, oh my goodness. Andrew was like, are you sick again? I'm like, yes. Like, I had to pull over. Like, I just couldn't do it. Sitting still and not. Yeah, that's good. Well, okay. Now listen, Vanessa. We went to this place in Santa Rosa, Albuquerque, not Santa Rosa, New Mexico, and it was $14, and it was for 2 nights, so $14 a night. But with us, it was like seven a piece, and we got electricity, showers. just all those kind of amenities that that's the only thing the difference about BLM land to me. If it's like two people, y'all get a deep it's deeply discounted. Okay, well this lady, her name, I think you might like. I think you would like her. Um, she's Tina and the Outsider. These just different ones that I've either known through YouTube or met. And I think I saw Lady Debbie S was out here, and I want to give her. I want to meet a couple of people, a lot of people. While I'm out here, hopefully, have a big old campfire talking about it. Cause see, we are different. We're special. Everybody don't get this lifestyle. They really don't. But they get. But I think if they understand that this lifestyle is a normal lifestyle, like it's different but it's normal, it's the same, because outside of sleeping in a vehicle we do everything the same. We got to go to the grocery store, we got to go to the doctor, we got to go pay bills, mm, we do everything. And then, even though I used to say, well, I don't live in a van, I live out of a van. And it is true. When you wake up, your living room is like spacious, it's acres and acres and acres. But you do have to spend time in your van, especially if you work or if it rains. You do spend time in your van. But I like it. It's like a clubhouse. Like, I like my little van. It's just like, it's my clubhouse. It's mine. Like, I feel cozy. I remember as a kid, like we used to attach sheets to the beds and chairs and stuff and make little cubbies or clubhouses or whatever. I have everything I need. Yeah, I know you do. I seen your van. You're very nice. I know you do. See, I thought mine kind of. I always picture myself. Well, we're all nomads. But I kind of was like, I always say, I live full time in my van, but I don't live full time in my van, and I don't. I am houseless and zip codeless, but when it's inclement weather, I don't. I don't. Or if I don't feel well, I just don't live full time in my van. I live most of the time in my van. Like, I don't have an address. I am houseless and I am zip codeless, but I do not live full time in my van. I live most of the time in my van. When I'm in Ohio and it's freezing, I'm not in my van. Rather, that's a room. I have a room at my cousin's house. You could say I live there because that's my room, but I don't live full time. Um, Honest question: Jackery or Blue Yeti? I use a Jackery. I won it from Glorious Life on Wheels, but so I just use a Jackery. I know people. Anthony on his channel, I think he has both. Blue Yeti and Jackery. Um, I have the lowest watts of Jackery, and it keeps my laptop and it lets me plug in my light bulb and my cell phone charge. So I think honestly, either model, I would go up in watts. Well, if you want to come down here for a few days, you are welcome. But I might be leaving. Your thing went out. Let me read it. Let's see, it went out. Okay. Now I have to. Let's say I might be leaving this spot Monday. Yeah, we got. I gotta find where you at. When we got here, Vanessa, we didn't even know. We didn't even know. Like, we're like, okay, we was at that Pilot gas station, right? And we was like, where do you go? Like, we seen when we got here. Make no mistake about it. We was like, oh, van dwellers in the building. You're very welcome, Kimmy. Yeah, you're very welcome. I've never used a Blue Yeti, but as far as like all the channels that I've saw with people using Blue Yeti, I think either one. I don't want to say that about Jackie, but I think either one. I think if you get the right watts, Anthony, I don't know if you watch Anthony, my life. He had both, and there are some channels that have both. I only have a Jackery, and my van, I think to more as I live this lifestyle and I live it, I, I like it more every day. I really do. And so I've been thinking about a different van, but I haven't said it because I hate it uses up too much emotional currency. I don't like putting it out. Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna travel there. I'm gonna get this, and then it doesn't happen. So I kind of just wait. But there may be another van in the horizon. And in the immediate future, a cargo top. Because even though I gave away the most of my possessions, I have way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. And I travel lightly. It's just like, but it's still too much stuff. So, yeah, way too much stuff. Oh my goodness. But yeah, started out me talking about just Route 40, traveling, just to travel, different traveling scenarios that we have experienced. I think people need to travel because the reason why people have PTSD and, for lack of a better word, be acting crazy. And I don't like that word because that's such a. I know people with real, and be myself included, with anxiety. I had a panic attack, y'all, for real, on Interstate 40. We was going up in them mountains and going down them hills. I was like, ah! I felt like I was on a roller coaster. I was like, oh my god, whoa! I was breathing like. The only time I call on the Lord, I was like, Lordy, in the name of Jesus. Name my grandmother used to say that, like, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus. I was like, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus. And I mean, you have to Lord Jesus when you going through this. It's incredible. Like, it's breathtaking. Like, I'm serious. Like, this is like a different part of the world. It's so beautiful, but it's scary. Like driving up in the mountains, then you can't hear. You have to. It's like you up in elevation, and oh my God, it was like slippery ice on the road. Now, Route 40 is beautiful, but if you like, yep, I was like that too. You can go down by the rock, by Dome Rock in Holly. Wait a minute, the chat went out. It said, yep, I was like that too. You can go down by Dome Rock and High Holly Mono Road. Oh, okay. Well, we need to know. We didn't know, but that's what we got here. We're like, huh? We asked the lady at the Pilot gas station, like, where do we go? Let me screenshot. You said go down there. Cause we didn't know how, and I didn't know how deep I wanted to be up in this. By High Holly Paloma Road. Can't. Okay, I gotta find it. I don't know if you. It's another person, Lisa. She has a channel, but Lisa doesn't do anything on her channel. I don't know why this screen keep doing crazy stuff. But anyway, Lisa, she knows she's been to Quartzsite for years, so she knows some good places to park and camp and stuff too. Andrea was like, I'm not going nowhere. She was like, I don't mind meeting people. She was like, because Andrea is real friendly. And she's like, I don't mind meeting people. She said, but I'm not getting out of my van. She said, I came here to center myself. She was like, and so go back to your van. No, she didn't say that. But she was like, I am good. And I understand that because I was reading and she was like, I want to meet people. She said, but you're a YouTuber. She was like, and Andrew don't want no parts of social media or not that many people. It's peaceful. I love that. So what I like, Vanessa, is like I was even telling Andrea, when we in our van, and I've camped, and I'm sure you have, I've camped with, well, maybe you haven't, but, or maybe you have, I don't know. But I've camped with caravans. And when I'm with caravans, what I find is that everybody is very respectful. Just meaning, like, if you don't want to come out your van, you ain't being bothered. It's like your house. Like, we understand that. Or if we come together, we say, oh, let's put sweet potatoes on the potluck. Let's have a campfire, or whatever we gonna do. Then we come talk, play cards, whatever. But people respect everybody. Like they be like, I just want to be by people. Like that's me. I want to camp by you. If you want your space, then I'm like, okay. If you like to go walking, I like to walk, exercise, all that good stuff. Let's go for a walk. Let's go explore. But sometimes I'm in here reading. I got work to do. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'm like, I can't be bothered. So I just respect people's like whatever they want to do. If you just want to camp near each other, definitely want to meet you. Want to walk, want to whatever, eat, whatever. I'm good. But some people like Andrea, she was just like, don't come by my van. She was like, bye. I drove her crazy. On this trip, I done drove poor Andrea crazy, like really crazy, crazy, crazy. No, but she know I'm a good travel companion. But I know I've driven her crazy, right? But she was just like, I gotta decompress. She was like, I gotta sit in my. I was like, okay, let me go back over to my van. Then, but no, she know I'm way more chill. I be in here reading. I don't what, even when I'm traveling with Fia and them, we all just we get up in the morning like, good morning, everybody want coffee, whatever. We do the little coffee thing. I'm encasing the internet. I got where there are not that many people. It's peaceful. Yeah, where we at now, see Vanessa, we just is just a temporary where we just because we didn't know where to go. It's not really that many people. Like they spread out. They I can't explain, but it's decent. But that's what a lot of people do come out here for. They only want to be by themselves. And by you being a working YouTuber too, I know how it is. This YouTube game is not no, even if you part time, even if you hobby, whatever you do, YouTube, it takes your time. Even crappy videos, I'm just speaking for myself, even when it looks like, oh, you just drew that video together. It takes time to think about putting these videos together. And so a lot of times you need to concentrate. And then I create and sell products. Lord knows them things. Woo. I have to concentrate. Like I have to concentrate. People are constantly in your products like, ow. And it's just it's a thing, And so I create a product and it's a thing where it's like nonstop work. I ain't fly here. How you think we get here? This, like you said, this gas and all this stuff. So I gotta work. So I'm cool with people like we camping by each other, giving you a space when you ready to chill. Cause that's what Andrea was like. I gotta decompress, and I understood that because we got here. It took forever. Yeah, I seen my email. I should have put it in here. You and pin y'all. Oh, you could pin where you at. Okay. I wonder, can I type in this chat? Let's see. Live chat, super chat, live chat, all messages, none. I don't even know how to type in my own chat. That's a guy. Yeah, it's. I want to type it. It's joyroute50 at gmail.com, but I want to type it in there for you. Joyroute, like the channel Joyroute. Even though if you can remember it, if not, I'm trying to figure out how to type. Save, highlight, more microphone. I don't even know how to type in this chat. That's a shame. JoyRoute50 at yahoo.com. But don't worry, I'll forget your email if you don't get that one. JoyRoute50 at yahoo.com. Can somebody type that, please, in there? JoyRoute50 at gmail.com. And if not, I'll look on your channel and get your email. What you be I know I see you be cooking in there. You be cooking. You like Andrea, Vanessa. Y'all be cooking. I don't play. Okay, cook. I mean, I know how to cook. Don't Yeah, I do know how to cook, so I'm not saying that. But then I think because I have a smaller van too, and I don't want to use, I definitely wouldn't use propane, but I do have a butane stove, and I do have some stuff I plan to. But I got oranges and stuff that I plan to cut up, and got nuts. Ooh, I got all kinds of stuff. Plus, Andrea, when she cooks, I don't ask her for food, but she just be bringing me, like, she be knocking on my door, like, here. I be like, thank you, Andrea. I love Andrea. Andrea saved me the trip. And then, okay, like in that video, y'all, where I got that ticket, they was saying, oh, like Tina. When I see Tina, I'm gonna hit you upside your head. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. That's violence. Tina out here too. Tina outsider, but she's gonna say, Frankie, don't you have a GPS? Are you freaking kidding me? I've been traveling for 30 years. Do I got a GPS? Yes, on my phone, I do. So she was saying, because I was in there like, I was following Andrea. I have a GPS. I have a AAA membership. I got every map for every state. AAA, for some of y'all youngins on here, they'll give you what's called a triptych, right? A triptych is when they plan out your ticket. Route 66 doing Interstate 40 has been on my bucket list for many years. I've been looking at these maps. I knew how to get out here. I didn't like Andrew took the lead, and I appreciate her doing that because she just took the lead, and I really appreciate that because well, anyway, I just appreciate it. But you think I couldn't have got here? Are you kidding me, Tina? With the cop saying, "Oh, You and then somebody said you oh 2 car lifts, 2 per second. I get that. But what I'm saying is if you listen to the video, you'll hear I never talk about even medical stuff on this channel just because I don't want to get all in the medical stuff. But you heard my pump blaring. Like my blood sugar was so high. I don't know if it was driving through the elevations, if it was just being the long drive to not. We were getting out and stretching stuff like that. But for whatever reason, I kept getting sick driving here, and I'd make a video, and then I've just been sick, And so, um, anyway, I was just thinking about Tina's comment. I think Tina's out here too. And she was like, "Don't you have a GPS? Are you kidding me? Like it's in my phone. Do you got GPS?" Yeah, of course. That don't mean just because you saying don't take what I say literally. Like I'm just saying, or 2 car lengths. I know this space. I was literally having a medical emergency, but I understand towns they need money too. That's how they survive. That's how the highways and different things like that. I understand that, but and then the cop, he's in my comments like, "You're so dumb," and or he didn't say it like that, but I wanted to put, "Yeah, mammy." No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, mammy. No, I'm just playing. I'm sleepy. I'm gonna get off this. I'm gonna get off this before I go crazy. Look, I'm gonna get off this thing. But listen, y'all, get out and travel. I want to tell this story again because it really affected me. I was in a grocery store before I left. I went to the grocery store for my cousin, and she was asking me what's taking so long. And I told her the whole store was just, it wasn't shut down, but the people, it was a fight in the store, but it wasn't like a fight because you can't call it a fight. The man called the lady some B words. Then she picked up, when I say she threw everything in her cart at him, she threw everything in the cart. Her bread, her flour, her soda, her water, her apples. I mean, she threw her whole cart at him. And he had to be escorted out. We had to wait till he got escorted out to leave. So that's what took so long at the store. But I was saying people who are in their cities, they stressed, they working hard, the man he had his wine and stuff in line, and I think she was taking too long because I was telling my cousin, I was like, why she throw all that stuff at him? And she was like, what did he say to her? And I was like, well, he was calling her some like cunt and b and stuff. And she was like, well, why would somebody say that to a woman? So I understood that you still don't throw stuff at people, but that's what she did. And I was saying both of them, if they had been on the road on a road trip, they wouldn't have been acting like that. They really wouldn't have been, because you don't act like that when you in nature. Nature does not allow you to act like that. And they were like, yeah, it was interesting. So I see that a lot. I see that a lot with people who go, what is it saying? My battery low, y'all. Oh, so I gotta go. Yeah, I'll send it to you and you'll pin us. Y'all, my battery is about to hang up. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you coming on this thing late, please consider liking. And I want to say this, whatever you do, however you do it, take the joy route. And I mean that because life is short. And I know we say that, but we don't really think life is short. Because if we really thought life was short, we would do things differently, right? We do things differently. We'll move it differently. So you have to take a joy route. And that just means live your best life. I live a very simple life. I'm very comfortable with my life. I love my life. And I love people. They are in distress. They are. That's exactly what it is. That is exactly, they are in distress. They are. They are. They are. They are. Thank by Kimmy. Yes. And I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yes, they are in distress. They are. And people, they don't realize they traumatized. It's just they got PTSD, and it makes those kind of reactions. Even the people who harmed me, I realize we got a lot of different, they got a lot of different issues. A lot of people take a lot of their medicine and stuff. We would love to see a video of you and Vanessa. All right. Oh, I'm gonna see Vanessa. Okay. Vanessa gang, I'm gang. That'll work. But thank you, PJ. Thank you so much, PJ. Yeah, but people are traumatized, and so because they traumatized, they on the verge of just going off. Like they on the verge of going off, and they deeply troubled. And so that's what I witnessed: a deeply troubled, a man who was maybe an alcoholic because he was getting his wine. She was taking too long to like cash out of the self checkout. But people are deeply, and I'm telling you, nature does stuff that your anxiety medicine can't do. Nature does stuff for you that the alcohol can't do. It just does. Being outdoors, just being outdoors, taking walks. It does something for you, and it does something for your system, because when you're doing the same thing, going your same routine of work, seeing the same people, you're going to have a different reaction than if you're doing something, a variety of travel. Y'all, thank y'all for hanging with me. If y'all watch this video later, please give it a like, share it out, go watch my detainment video, and yeah, take the joy route. Goodbye, good morning, good night. I don't know what it is. How I hang up. I don't even know how to hang up. Or not hang up, but how you get out of here.